So
Welcome
It's not a power nap.
to Starweave Dungeons Incorporated.
Where we all take naps.
Yeah.
I didn't today.
Oh,
90
You
no.
always
minutes
take
is not
naps.
a power nap.
I know. That's
So welcome to our ongoing Friday night D&D session. Before we get into it, Sam, do you want to make our usual announcements?
1, 2 strong, but let's do it. So, in the link there, do you know, I was thinking about this. We need to put the link for Instagram in the
Yeah, I need to figure out how
as well.
to add all the stuff to.
Watching those other guys that are better at it than us, and they do that. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That. But anyway, in the chat there is a link to Rose Carver Berry, otherwise known as Mary. She's dead good. Look at all the cool character art around the thing. If you like that and you want it for your own characters / your campaign / your own stream / whatever, go give her some money. She's dead good.
please note that dead good is Britishism, not she is dead, good. She is neither dead nor would we want that.
Yeah, no, but
True.
I feel like that one. You know what I mean? If she was dead, I wouldn't be plugging it, would I? I'm not quite that dumb, right? So I feel like that one
Get you a
explained
zombie
itself.
artist is the best.
Yeah, you gotta get undead artists because they've got just more connection with what's real. Right. Also, other things to plug real quick. 31 Gallium on tomorrow's game. She's in it, but you might as well go check out her stream. She's dead good. Also, if you're not following the stream, do follow the stream. Helps us a lot. If you are following the stream and you have your Twitch Prime subscription up, push the button Cat Attack. Push the button Rengar Gang to top.
Where did you come
If you
from?
push the button, that says Prime subscription, the guy only ganks at 6. Look at him, he's pathetic. Right, and then
Gus, move.
That's right. I'm moving
amazing.
down into a reclining position.
He's actually settled in. That's it. No, he's happy. He's there. He's not moving.
He sits, so he
Done.
sits.
Okay, fine.
That's just going to
This is
remain
his
the
life
cat's
now.
chair now.
This is just life
That's
now.
amazing. If you do have your Twitch Prime subscription up and you would like to subscribe to someone who's not one of the super successful, already established streamers, it's a better way to do it, because going and supporting the grassroots is how you get more content. Do it, because give us Jeff Bezos' money. Think of it as an anti-establishment way to stick it to the man by spending a billionaire's money that he doesn't need. Do it like that if you have to. I don't fucking care. Just give us your money. Anything else to do for the? Anyone else got anything you want to plug? I'll tell people it's great. Tim, you've got something surely. Go on. Tim had a croissant yesterday and it was tits. Go buy one. Okay, good. Right.
All right.
Let's go.
Thank you, Sam.
No worries.
Thank
Today's
you
chord.
so much.
Today's chord is D sus4 on the open position. There you go. Enjoy.
Super sus. 4 kinds of sus.
Suspended.
So, with that out of the way,
God, I'm fucking great at that.
we'll get into the game. So, last time, after in pursuing the ongoing quest for the swords, as they are been finding increasing clues leading towards the Glacial Isle, they received a message from their previous encountered companion, Sonia, who informed them of possible information within the Forest of the Fae. The party opted to divert course and head there instead, landing in Letitia, where they were able to locate some wanted posters that sparked their interest before deciding to make their way into the nearby forest to attempt to meet with Fern's family and Druid Circle. On the way there, they encountered a hostile group of giants. After besting that and making their way to the Druid Circle, they learned that the Druid's concern had increased beyond what originally led to them sending Fern out to go seek solutions, and they had sent out individuals to the Forest of the Fae, Mirror Lake, and the Glacial Isle themselves. Her parents being those that were sent to the Forest of the Fae. after a raucous evening rest with a rainbow-haired satyr among the circle, the party then agreed to go to the Forest of the Fae, where they were transported there via transportation by plant, and now find themselves in the dark and somewhat forbidding edge of the forest. And that is where we
Quickly,
picked up.
I'd like to roll to, there we go, to plug the YouTube real quick. What's the name of it? I forgot to mention it.
Snugby Dungeons Incorporated. Same name.
There we go. All the episodes are up now, so if you want to catch up on anything, there you go. Sorry, I forgot about that. I don't think I've ever plugged it, but Tyler told me about it, so I thought I'd get it out of the way now. Right, anyway, crack on. What are we doing?
Okay, so you find yourselves within dense forest. The trees around you seem very old, very free-grown, dense foliage. The ground around your feet is very overgrown with thick brambles. Most of the light is blotted out by interlapping boughs and heavy canopy of leaf cover up above, leaving the entire area around you somewhat shrouded in darkness.
Let's see, so does anyone know where we are headed from here? I mean, obviously to this fake leader. But
Would I know where that be, general area in that direction?
I mean, on a map, you would know where the location was, but you are not entirely sure where you are at this time, as you blinked from one point to another.
We did blink.
Fern, if you think you'd recognize it from the treetops, I can carry you up to the air and you can point us in the right direction.
Yeah, that, and maybe if I can't recognize it, I can maybe ask a creature here, general area.
Pick her up and fly above the canopy.
Okay. You grab hold of Fern and you fly up, 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 finally being able to break through the trees where you can see there's actually bright light once you break through the canopy to the area above. You can see treetops almost as far as the eye can see to the west and north of you. To the south, you can see a mountain range. And to the east, you can see the trees continue but then drop away into the distance.
All right,
Okay.
so does Fern know where we are at this point?
I feel like with that, do I see any water? I feel like I'm going into too much of real life here, mapping, but do I see water on either side or any kind of less dense tree cover in an area that would signify there's a river or something nearby?
No,
To the
but
okay.
but to the east, you do see as the trees do drop away to the east. So you are at least able to tell that you're probably along the eastern southeastern edge
Okay.
of the forest.
All right,
To the east or to the west?
the southeast.
The east or the southeast portion of it, yes.
All right, well, I guess we'll go back down and let everyone know in general where we are.
Okie dokie.
Out of character, this is a question. Do we know where in the forest they went? Or are we just going to be walking around trying to find? You know what? We'll do this in character. So let's go ahead and
Yeah, we don't know where we are, but would I know the general area of where the River King, the Archfey, is?
Yes, he would be on kind of the, like if you're looking at the map, I don't know if you, do you
Yeah.
have a copy of the proper map?
I do. I don't
Yeah,
know if
but-
it's the proper one, but I have the one that's in our map Discord.
Is it the one in color with the names and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then he would be where the words "the Sealy Court" are written
Okay.
in relation to the forest.
I go down and tell everyone generally where our area, where we are and the general area that we need to be heading.
All right.
It's fortunate we have expert forest navigators because I only just
Yeah.
really thought about it that we were expediently transported to the forest and then had no idea where to go. So
Well, I don't
This
know
is
about a
useful.
forest, but I can navigate via the star.
I can't see any because one, it's daytime, and two, there's the canopy. So, while that is
So
a useful skill
that's
set,
what.
it's situationally useful.
Oh, good news is I have this here compass. Actually, do I have a compass? That's a good question.
So say, do you?
I feel like I should, but we'll check out it quickly here. Nope, no compass. Never mind then.
Shotboss making up compasses.
It's Chuck
I'm gonna
Boss.
cover you. I'm gonna cover you back. You're gonna go. I've got this here compass, and I'm gonna cast minor illusion into your hand, so it's a compass.
Well, we should.
Well,
if
I
we
wouldn't
head,
have done that if I didn't have a compass. So.
I know, but it's funnier if I do it my way. So
All right.
if we run in the general northeastern or northwestern direction, we'll hit a river, and that will at least be a target for us to know that we're not so desperately lost. It's a good landmark to hit for. So if we start traveling in, you said you did or did not have a compass?
I do not have a compass.
You do not.
I do have a spyglass, but I don't know how much it's going to help in a forest.
Get a
What time
real
of day is
nice
it?
look at that bark.
What time of day is it? Because we can
Uh,
still
it's early morning.
early morning. Well, we can still be able to track then if we ever need to have a direction check, you can fly up in the air and sort of describe where the sun is. We can predict. I don't know. We can see
Dwelling the
direction.
clock.
Yeah, go up and say it's on this side of the horizon, and then poke back down. Make sure we're going in the general direction we need to be going in. That's probably as much navigation as Fern has. Is follow the landmarks that you see, and
That is more navigation than I have, so.
yes, I believe I'm out of my depth skill set wise currently. Unless we need fires starting or
well,
magic to be suppressed, in which case I'm back in my element.
I want to wait. I mean, are there any animals around that are noticeable that I can pick out?
Make a perception check.
20, dirty.
Yeah, you can see some. It's mostly like smaller animals.
I
See
am
an
going to
elephant.
try speaking with one of the smaller animals that are nearby, catching attention. Small creature.
Okay, could you natively speak to animals or?
Yeah,
Okay.
small animals. I can natively speak to small animals. Let
Right.
me look at the
Or
size
a
restriction.
gnome. Yeah. So it'll be it's like small or tiny. Yeah.
Yeah,
So like
I don't think it goes
squirrels,
past medium. Yeah.
and things like that. Okay. Make an animal handling check to get us attention.
Okay, it's not going to happen this time around, guys. That was rude. 8.
You kind of call out to it, and it kind of eyes you warily, and it seems to like it behaves in a way as though it was very much afraid of you before it then turns and bolts off into the undergrowth.
I must have done something wrong, guys. Well, do y'all want to start heading in the direction of the river? Did we get we got a clear view of the sun
It does
now, so we
definitely
know where
seem to
east
be
is.
preferable idea.
I think that is a good idea. But I got a question for you first, Fern.
Yes.
So I've heard that if you cut a tree down and count the rings, you can tell how old it is. If we were to, I don't know, cut down one of these trees, and how many rings would we find?
Well,
Well, he's
you
terrified that he
Hypothetically.
even said that.
rather
Hypothetically.
than killing the tree, you could just have someone ask it.
Wait, you can talk to trees?
Some people can.
Sometimes they even talk back.
Yeah. But
I
yes,
believe
they
anyone can
do
talk
have.
to a tree, but getting an answer does require magic.
The entire from here on out, the entire time we're in this forest, Shockmon will walk up to random trees and ask them how old they are.
Okay.
Shopwin, you can't just ask a tree how old it is.
Well, I guess
Liar.
Can you?
Why
Can
not?
you?
Are they girl
Can you,
trees?
It's so rude.
One time he asks a tree how old it is, I want to use minor illusion to reply 103 as dark as deeply as I can.
I think
Coming
that
from the
at
tree.
this point, if we have the general area of and we know the good times of day, that I'll probably start trying to get us all to walk in a northwesterly direction.
Okay.
I can most definitely be towards the front. I'd like someone to walk with me, but I most definitely have dark vision
I'm
and
happy
a
to walk
little
at the
bit
front.
better.
Okay. Those of you without dark vision, while it is hard to see, it's not like pitch black. It's just like very dim light, so you're having to go careful, but you are not blind.
And those
Okay.
of us without it?
Well, let's just say those of you without.
Oh, I heard
That's
you.
not. Yeah, no, those without. Those with dark vision can see a-okay.
Yeah, I was a little confused, but I definitely heard with, so that's why. Okay, never mind.
Here's the question: do I have dark vision? Let's find
No,
out.
you don't.
I don't think I do, but
Our party is largely people with actual, normal, realistic eyes, which is a nice treat. Normally, everyone's got dark vision.
So as you begin making your way through the forest, as said, there's a constant feeling as though you're being watched. Periodically, some of you, it almost sounds like you hear whispers, but when you turn and look, there's nothing there. You can see as you're making your way through along some of the roots around trees, you can see these rather like unsettling, like dark vines that seem to be crawling up out of the ground into the trees.
I will be whistling as I go. Just
Are these dark vines actually there, or are they illusory?
I don't know.
I actually
If I
wanna
think
go
that
touch
go up
one?
to one, I was going to say, if I approach one and prod it with my staff, is it there, or
It
are
hits
they just
contact.
an illusion?
You hit.
I want to
you
take
hit
a look at
vines.
these vines. I think if they're odd and it's something that I wouldn't find natural in this environment, I'd like to take a look at it.
Okay. What are you trying to ascertain as you stop to investigate these?
If it is honestly the magical equivalent of an invasive species.
question: when you say dark vines, what do you mean by dark? Do you mean like black or purple, or just like darker wood?
Yeah, like black, purple, like.
Gotcha. So very obviously
oh,
unnatural.
like Insidious.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay. I wasn't picking that up from what you were putting down.
gotcha.
So thank you for the clarification, Tyler.
Yeah, Fern, do you think these belong here, or is this a Fey Forest staple, or are they? Is there a corruption here?
Can I roll to
Yep. Make a nature check.
14.
Okay. You're not sure what the actual origin of them is, but you can definitely tell that there is something unnatural about it. You can also tell that it's fairly recent, as none of these more unsettling looking vines and growths ever seem to extend very far. It very much seems to be a recent
All
growth.
new growth.
Yeah.
Well, I can
I'm
tell
gonna
it's not
take-
from here. That it all seems to be very recent, but I don't know where it's from. Just that it is not native.
I'm going to take a sample so we can show this to people that would know more than us. And I pop out of my wrist out the back, pops a dagger, and I'll try
Okay.
to cut, like, I don't know, that much, like a sample of it.
Okay, so you cut away a large chunk. Please make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
I figured.
Oh, he asked you twice. That's not good.
Yeah, failed. That's a 3.
Okay.
No, it's a 6.
Oh,
That
'cause
makes all the difference.
Paladin.
Because
You know,
I
it could
would
have
have
been a
been
DC 5.
here by, you know, keeping an eye on things since we have our.
actually, is it charming me?
So-
It
one
is
of
not.
the things. Okay. Is it poisoning me?
No.
Okay.
That's not a wisdom save. That's a con save.
Poison that targets wisdom is a kind of scary poison, not gonna lie.
So you cut away this bit of branch. As you do, you hear very loud, very clearly screams of pain and terror. No one else hears this. Only you, Prima. The screams are jarring to you and genuinely frighten you down to the core of your being.
Who else heard the screaming?
Prima.
I'm going to turn around and blast the nearest thing I can see that looks like it's moving and/or hostile with a fireball. That's not my party.
Okay.
It-
Make
Prima.
an
Prima.
attack roll.
That's a 28.
Yeah. And let's okay.
Someone's
You
taking
fire.
a firebolt to the face.
Nope. Fires out a firebolt, hits a tree. That tree is now burning.
What did you do? What's going on? Are you okay?
Prima, did you hit your head?
Continuing to not really hear everything. I'm just going to look around fevered and see if I can see anything that looks hostile.
Prima.
gonna
Look
Grab
at me.
Prima's head. Prima, calm down.
Fern, Koala, can you do anything about the tree?
No.
What kind of storm sorceress are you?
One that shoots lightning. I didn't really learn a lot of water spells. Okay.
Cannot have storm without rain.
Well,
That is right.
Want to bet?
what happens when you have ice and fire?
Yeah, I've got Sleet Storm. I'll try that.
I mean, it's a pretty small fire. It's a fireball. The tree's not like the burning bush at the moment. It's just on
Yeah,
fire.
but
not
if
talking too
Smokey the Owlbear told me anything, it's these small fires that tend to get out of control.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely need to extinguish it, but probably you don't need to, you could probably smother it at this point. You're wearing a leather jacket, that will do it.
I was like, is
I-
it small enough to smother, or is it like the tree?
No, it's pretty small.
Right,
It'll be like, it'll be firebolt sized. Firebolt ignites
Yeah.
things, but it'll be like that. big.
Yeah.
Shockmore will walk
big,
over,
then.
take his jacket off, and
Okay. It takes a
smuggle
little
it.
while because the tree's fairly dry, but you are able to contain the fire and eventually put it out, leaving singed bark behind.
Okay, so given that everyone else is not panicked and I am panicked, I'm gonna do a quick. Oh, that's a natural one. So I was gonna say unless I got a natural one, I was gonna come to my senses, but that was a natural one. So no, I'm gonna shoot a fireball at the tree again.
While I'm over, oh
Convinced it's
fuck!
Prima,
Are
Come-
you
come-
still the before?
Yeah, I'm not gonna aim it
not
shot
before.
but let's see what happens.
Are you
That
still
would be-
hearing screaming? Like, is it still happening?
Yeah, he is. She is no longer
no.
hearing the screaming, but she is still very shook.
Shaken. Okay.
Whatever your next attack rolls will be at disadvantage because Shockma had said he grabbed you.
Okay.
I've
Oh wow.
I've
So
since
it's
let
like
her go to go
24.
put the fire
think
out.
I would be taking your place if you walked away.
Okay.
So
All right.
Okay, so with
It'd be like a
disadvantage, you got a
24.
24.
Yeah.
You're blowing all
I
your
rolled
good
really
rolls
well
right now.
twice.
Well,
I know.
I
But I
know.
didn't blow all of them because the roll to see if I could just be like, guys, did you hear that? I was like, I'm gonna do it if I get a 1, and then I got a 1, so I was like, okay,
another
fine.
tree is impacted by a firebolt and is slightly sizzling.
And I will say, show yourself, ambusher. No one responds.
Prima, there is no one there. I do not know what you heard, but it was only you who heard it.
Interesting.
I'm gonna roll
But
a
everybody
perception
else
check
has
to
been
see if
hearing whispers, right?
I want to roll a perception check to see if I hear anything sneaking around near us.
Okay.
Since Prima is so dang sure that there's an ambusher here, I'm gonna give her the
And-
benefit of the doubt.
And Kim, was that a question directed at me, or are you asking
No,
them?
that was a question directed because you said that we were all hearing whispering. So Fern is asking, is everybody else hearing creepy whispering though? Like I'm hearing stuff. I'm saying in game, asking creepy whispers. Anyone else?
That's a natural 20 for a 26 to hear any.
You see nothing hostile. You see there's a few frightened creatures that have run off, but for the most part, there does not appear to be any hostile creatures lurking about.
So
Prima, you need to calm down. There be nothing here that wants to hurt us.
at least not that we can tell. As Fern mentioned, I at least have been hearing whispers, or what seems to be whispers. It could just be the ambience of this
And no one-
place.
This was not ambience. Did anyone hear the screams?
There were no screams, Prima.
No.
There certainly was. However, if only I've heard them and I cut the plant, something in the vines caused either an illusion or an arcane process of channeling some kind of awful evil magic, which I'm unaware of. In fact, can I roll an Arcana check to see if I can understand what these things could be? If they're magical plants or if they're
Prima.
not like anything I've ever. Okay, that is
Prima, I haven't recently learned that you can
15.
talk to plants.
You cannot ascertain what magical means might have implied this. The only thing you come to is perhaps it was the plant itself doing some kind of self-defense mechanism, but you are not familiar with any such plants.
I haven't recently heard that you can talk to plants. Maybe the plant is reaching out to you, because if you're hearing screams after cutting it, maybe you hurt the plant. Wouldn't you scream if I cut you?
Interesting example to choose. I'm unlikely to scream, for though I feel pain, I do not bleed. But the plant I'm thinking could have been a self-defense mechanism, as is often found in nature. For instance, if one was to try and attack me with a blade, I would explode their skulls. It's a self-defense mechanism. Maybe the plant decided to. Maybe this is how it defends itself. I'm not willing to go through that again as a second sample, so the sample size of one will suffice because that was truly horrible.
And
Oh.
as you're talking, that nerve-wracking sense of fear fades away from you, and you feel like yourself again.
Okay, I'm going to store this sample in my satchel, and I'm going to take out my book and make a slight note in my spell book at the back for ingredients and other things that I found, and I'm going to call it Horrorvine, and that's the name I've given it, and I'm going to store it and make a note of it.
Actually, on that note, if you're gonna poke things around, I would like to give all of y'all an ash vine. So, in case you need it, you have it.
What do they do?
What does this do, Farg?
This one is +2 on Constitution rolls. So that one was wisdom, but it seems that in this forest, it may be nice for y'all to have something in case you need it.
And
So I
how
would like
long
to
does it last?
hand. That
It was
I
1
don't know.
hour.
1 hour. So if you're gonna do something that may need some Constitution, then
Well, we may wish to
take a bite
keep
of it.
those for if we have to forced march at some point.
You don't have to eat them.
There's
You
a
can just
better
keep them
chance
in your
that we can-
pocket until you need it. I just wanted to have it passed out so you had it versus it being something you have to use right
Is it like a twig?
It's a spotted yellow, like weed.
Gotcha.
Is it
Shockmaw's
in
gonna.
D&D Beyond?
No,
Okay.
it's not really a magic item. It's
I'll just remember I've got it. Fine.
Shockmaw's gonna stick it in his mouth like a toothpick.
you're just going to suck on it.
You don't
Getting ready to
necessarily
swallow it at a moment's notice.
Gotcha.
Always
I
got
need
to be
to-
prepared to swallow, do you?
You know, you never know. You know when you might get a surprise.
And so it begins.
I was already
Oh,
laughing
boys.
at the screen comment, so
I was going to say, everyone just go get the noodles. We might as well just start from here. Right, so
I mean, really, we have come to this.
fantastic. I always do. Right, shall we move on?
maybe come for this.
Oh. Right. God. So,
Has no place here.
should we move on, or am I setting fire to more trees?
I would prefer you
I
not
think
set
it
fire
might be
to
a good
more
idea
trees.
to move on before you set fire to more trees.
We probably don't want to interfere with what I'm now terming the horror vines until I can find one, a name for them, and two, its purpose.
I would like to still keep an eye on the vines to see if it's becoming more dense on our journey, if there's any difference between
Mhm.
patches of growth on it. So I'll
Actually,
keep my eye
Fern,
on it as far as that.
As I trust you, and now we also know what the results of this could be. Could you take a sample as well, and we'll see if you see anything similar? Because now we can conduct science, and also Fern can't set things on fire at 120-foot range when she gets scared.
And I also know it is. Sure, I'll be the guinea pig. I feel like if there's a plant in there, I'll do it.
I feel like there's some science we
I
can
like how you
perform
almost threw it like and I'm not going to. Like, yeah, screw it, science.
No, science. I'm sorry. I
You
can't
said the
help
magic word.
All right, so you're also
I
going
would
to go.
like to do it a little bit more like. I don't know.
Careful.
I feel like I've judged the way that you've cut this plant, and you probably did it very well. But
I mean, I'm not a scientist,
I will take
so
a
I
more
definitely
gardener's
just
approach to
trust it.
getting it out.
Okay. So you're actually looking to like more uproot it rather than just sever a hunk, or
Is it? I mean, is it more of a root, or is it something
Well, I
like
mean, it's coming
an
out of the
ivy
ground.
where it has different areas where you can
Big
still
is it?
pull something off, but there's something substantial, like an ivy?
I mean, it's basically like an ivy. But so basically, what I asked was like, are you rooting down to like the source
No,
per
just
se?
to a source where it like kind of a. If I decide to stick it in water, it'll grow, but I didn't dig out the root.
Gotcha. Okay, so
That.
you're still basically breaking off.
Yeah, breaking off a piece, but
Okay.
more in a knowledgeable, like I'm going to cut here because I know that would do this.
Okay. All
While
right.
Fern is doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and divine sense.
Okay. Make a wisdom saving throw, Fern.
Okay. That is going to be a 24.
Okay.
Oh
You
wait,
are
no.
able-
Ooh, I want to just do it with advantage because I have it. It's that one's a 2. That's not going to work. So
So did
24.
you add the 3 for being near me?
No, 27.
You are
Make us
able
all so
to.
wise.
You are able to extract your bit of growth. No
Does she
ill effect.
feel like there would be there was an invasion that she resisted, or just
No,
nothing happened?
she just feels fine.
I look at you and just like I just have more experience with getting the plants out.
I think Prima's getting her comeuppance for all those tricks she's trying to pull on me.
And you said divine sense.
Yep. Sense anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
What actually is the spell? Just have to see what the actual definition of the hollow spell is to see if that is relevant. Uh, okay. And you said it detects fiends, undead, etc. within 60 feet?
Yeah, celestial fiend and undead.
Okay. You don't detect any specific things, but there is it does kind of resonate with the roots. Like it doesn't identify them as fiends, but there is a fiendish aura to it.
I see. Sorry, I see. There is some sort of fiendish aura to these roots. I do not know exactly
Fiendish
what
as
it
in
is.
fiendish as in related to the hells, or fiendish as in you don't like it?
Fiendish isn't related to the hells.
Fascinating.
As in related to things that should not be mingling with the Fae.
Interesting. Well, I've had my fill of scientific adventure on
Yeah, I'm ready to
these
go.
routes for now. Yes, I feel we should ask someone, perhaps the River King himself, if we ever get there.
It does seem as though this would be a preferable choice.
Okay.
At some point in all this, Coelli's gonna lean over to Shockmon. I have no idea what's going on. Do you?
No.
Okay.
I think they might be talking about, I don't know, demons or devils or something. I don't know.
Like it's just
I
they
just
all
know
come-
about I just know about the sea. I don't know about no plants.
Yeah, me either.
Oh,
Well,
Uh,
I guess we'll start. I'll still kind of be in the front and start walking back in the general direction we were going before we investigated the plants.
at some point during our trek, Shockmo's gonna sidle up to Fern. So, Fern, what be your parents like?
Well, they are very intelligent in the ways of healing. They are where I learned most of my healing magics from. They are very kind, but very motivated to keeping the nature around us safe.
And why would they be? Excuse me. Why would they be entrusted with this venture to see the River King?
My fear is that nature is not safe right now.
I kind of Shopmo kind of looks at uh, these evil weeds. I think you might be right.
Well, it's good that we're getting there. We can maybe offer our assistance.
Come up with a new, better name for these things. Now that I know what they are, they should be called Devil's Lettuce. God damn it, missed an opportunity there. Fuck.
All right. As you continue making what you are best able to determine is a more westward direction, with Coeli's periodic ventures to the canopy, you can see up ahead of you there is actually some sunlight that is shining down on what appears to be a clearing of some sort that is raised up.
I have one more thing before my conversation with Fern ends.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out the twiggy necklace I've got. I forget where I found it. It was after one of our combats. I think it was with the giants.
Yes.
Um, Fern, the giants. One of the giants had this necklace on him. Does it mean
I
anything, or is it just a good-looking piece of jewelry? Is it a good-looking piece of jewelry?
I mean, it's well crafted, but I mean, it depends on your taste. It's very natural.
Okay.
do I
Not
Or is
recognize
it just
it,
a
or do I need
good-looking
a?
piece of jewelry?
Giant wasn't wearing it.
Yeah. Okay.
Do I recognize it, or is it something that I would need to kind of investigate it a little further to see?
Make a perception check. We'll see how well your recognition skills are.
14.
Okay. You don't recognize it specifically, but it does seem like something from your circle. You can't pinpoint that it belonged to any particular person, but you have seen crafts like that performed by members of your order before.
I basically, it looks like something that could have been made in my circle, but I don't know who made this or any other details of it. Just that it looks familiar as far as this is something that my family would have made. But no
Would I get
other.
in? Sorry, go ahead.
What'd you say?
I was about to ask it. Would I get in trouble for wearing it?
I don't see why not. But
Right.
I can ask my parents. But if my parents are shocked, then they're very understanding. They'll just politely give us a reason if they recognize it. Otherwise, I don't see it being a problem.
I'm gonna
We're
go
all
ahead.
very polite. We're in all. It's going to be.
We'll go ahead and put it on.
It looks
You
very
sure
nice.
you're not English? These druids are all English. They're like, oh gosh, well, that's awkward. We're all deeply offended, but no one's going to say anything. We're just going to kind of shuffle around the issue for a bit.
They could also be Southern.
Or Canadian.
I don't think I've blessed anyone's heart yet, so
Keyword being yet. I sense it in your future.
All right.
No
So
one's
that's
really needed it, so.
So I said, so up ahead you can see there is that kind of open clearing with a raised bit of grass.
Okay, well, obviously this is this natural looking terrain?
It doesn't look like someone raised out. It just happens to be that there is this one area that seems a bit raised up from the rest, kind of like a small hillock of sorts.
Okay. Well, we
Shockmo's
should
going to
probably
take out his
proceed
spyglass
onto
and
it.
take a
Okay,
look.
make a perception check, Mr. Spyglass.
You know what? I'm going to pull this one out of dice jail. It's been in there all week. Hopefully it's learned its lesson.
Natural 1.
Recidivism.
Incorrect. That is a 18 for
Rehabilitation.
24.
That's what we believe in.
Okay. So looking up ahead, you can see that there are trees kind of scattered around the clearing. On top of the clearing, you're able to make out that there is a single. There's a single tree that looks different from the others. It looks very black and gnarled and twisted. Very large, dead center atop that clearing.
Black and gnarled and twisted like the roots that
Not
you can see,
quite.
or-
It definitely looks like it still looks like a natural state, but it is a very like worn and
it's just old.
it's a very ugly tree. We'll put it that way.
Gotcha. Am I getting an evil vibe off of it or no?
I mean, you just look through a spyglass.
What do you
Third.
see through your spyglass, Shockmore?
There be a tree. Wait, I should specify.
That was
There be there be an old gnarly looking tree up there. Gnarly, is that the word?
very.
Would I recognize if I was
Tubular. It's very
if I
not
don't-
tubular tree.
would I recognize it as a landmark? With my knowledge.
Make a history check.
Okay.
Does the tree look bigger than the trees that we've been near?
No. I would say compared to some of the other trees, it probably actually seems like a little bit smaller. Because a lot of these are like the great oaks that you like couldn't even wrap your arms around if you wanted to. This one is just a large tree. So it's a history check.
19.
19.
Yeah.
So you're able to ascertain that you believe, based on the location and the vague description that Shockmont gave, that this is potentially one of the tenders of the forest.
One of the tenders of the forest.
Yes.
I would like to answer your question and tell you just that. I'm not positive, but it seems to be one of the tenders of the forest.
What are the
Is
what are the
that-
forest? Sorry,
Tinder, correct? Like
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
because I heard Enders the first time that Andrew said it.
Mhm.
By
Yeah,
tender of the forest, do you mean this is a creature that is alive and looking after the forest, or is this something that I am not used to?
That is what Fern would be understanding it to be. Yes. She is essentially implying that it is an ent, for layman's terms.
I was going
Would
there. I was
I-
actually asking. I mean, I actually knew that. I was just asking. I was actually
Would-
asking Fern because I wouldn't know that. So.
Would I be concerned with the description of, is it just age, or you said there was no like darkness to it? It just, that is something that sounds like it's the age that's gnarled it, most of it, at least.
The dark hue to it is mildly concerning, but the overall appearance is not out of character.
Okay.
Perhaps we should.
So
speak
would I
this
assume there'd be
tender.
concerned that it may not be well? That doesn't necessarily look like what I would expect, but it is what this particular creature is, possibly.
Uh, I mean, I leave that to your discretion based on the fact that it's
All
not
right.
100% as you would expect and what you have
Okay.
seen.
Yeah,
You
I would
can
probably
draw
say
whichever
that
conclusions
doesn't.
you wish.
I would probably tell Shockman was like, I wouldn't expect it to look as dark as it is, but that is generally the description of the tenders.
Perhaps we should speak to this forest tender and see if it has any help to give us, or if it is truly wounded, perhaps assist it, and if it is beyond hope, then render aid. That's
Yeah.
a euphemism for setting it on fire.
Fern would walk in that direction.
So,
Long
Alright,
as it's
so you're
not-
all,
Shockmore would accompany Fern.
Mhm.
all right, so you're all gonna make your way
Shockmore
closer.
should stay in his place at the back of the party, so that Alexa can accompany Fern.
Okay, I mean that's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
I'll stand in the middle
All
so
right,
I don't
fine.
get outvoted.
Shockmore wouldn't accompany Fern, even though Shockmore would accompany Fern.
Again, you guys start.
What was that? What was that?
That was attack by microphone.
Yep. We're so good. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was
Okay, just making
was that a mad cat or
No, the mic just lost its balance.
a little too much to drink? Did it?
Yeah, a little bit. Makes one of us.
As you get closer and start to near the clearing itself, you can see that running down the front of the bark of this tree seems to be rivulets of like dark green, sometimes purple sap seems to be dripping down the front of it.
This thing looks quite ill, and I don't even know what trees look like.
I would probably see that and impulsively rush forward.
Okay.
That is,
That's-
this is
As a
him
precaution, because I'm already expecting, as Unit 32, military robot, to kill this thing at some point because things are corrupted, and I just had screams go off in my head of actual hell. 3 points. You get yourself 3 d8s, Fern. You're warded for 3 d8. So
Okay.
you have you are going to have the Bastion of Law thing on you. So when
Those-
you take damage, when that thing hits you in a moment, predictably, you can reduce that damage by the number of d8s you want to use. You get that until I change target or we go to sleep. And that's it.
What about everyone else? Since Fern is rushing forward,
So,
is everyone else?
I will be sticking with Fern.
How
and
far back is
probably
the edge?
drawing my maul.
How far back is the edge of the clearing from the tinder?
Quite a ways.
I'm going to get about 80 feet, and as soon as I step there, I'm going to stay there. So I would cast my ward on Fern, she would run off ahead, and then I would stay probably like 60, 50 feet from that thing.
And you say what's the 3d8? When can I use them?
So-
Sorry.
Whenever you take damage, you can, if you want, you don't have to, but you can decide how many d8 you want to use, and then you roll that d8, that number of d8s, and you reduce the damage,
The
that you
damage.
take by that much. And you can use, like, if I've given you 3, but if you take a big hit, you can try and roll all 3 if you want, or you can roll 2, or you can roll 1, and then you discard that dice afterwards. So you
Okay.
can do that 3 times, or like once,
Perfect.
or however many you want.
Yeah,
So
It's a
is-
pretty neat ability, but I figured that guy might try and hurt you. So
So is
Yeah.
anyone staying way back with Prima when she stops 80 feet away from?
I will be about 60 feet away.
Okay.
I'm going to make it
Also known
60
as
as
the
well
amount
because
that
I
I can
can't see.
travel in one round.
Yeah, I can't see the map, so I'm gonna make like where the clearing is. If we walk in and it's like 60 feet, 50 feet, however far that is, like the tree line, that's where I'm going to be artillery style. You know me.
Yeah, that's why I was asking how far away from the.
Yeah, I'm saying the tree line is farther back than that.
Okay.
So if you're by the tree
okay.
line, you're going to be a good like 120 feet back.
Okay, well I can be 80 feet away from a tree. I want to be in range to use my stuff. In fact, no, give me 50 feet and I'll stay there.
All right, then I would be over there next to Prima, about 50 feet away.
And Coeli, what are you going to be doing?
Coeli will probably be about 30-ish feet away from Fern, but up in the air, so here.
Okay.
Yeah, mine is just, oh no, you're hurt, and then run. I'll
Okay.
say something. So
All I'm saying is, if we look around, do we see destructibles that health may or may not pop out of?
You do not.
Right.
You did miss that save point though. That was real shame.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I was going to say I've played enough Doom Eternal to know that when we were walking on this place, this was a boss arena. But
How did I miss the save point with the 26?
It was after the perception check, but before we got to the clear.
Yeah, it's bad timing, Chuck.
it was the BFG ammo behind the tree that gave it away for me. They never give you that unless they want you to use it.
As you rush forward, you watch as part of the tree kind of do what originally looked to just be knots in the front of it, rotate up, revealing eyes, and it sees you coming and goes, "You ruthless ones, what do you wish in my glorious forest?"
Whenever his eyes are visible, Coeli's gonna do like a backflip because she's like, ah! Yeah. Do a barrel roll.
Do a barrel! Damn it.
we're here seeking my parents. Are you okay?
I am, of course, well, small thing. Are you not enjoying the greatness of Drouthenir in all of its glorious natural perfection? The true pinnacle of tended nature, as it well and always should have been.
Am I close enough to hear any of this?
I'd say you can hear it. He's not being overly quiet.
Okay.
So and I guess I have, so the new plants are, you're responsible for planting these?
I am responsible for all things in this forest. I am Drouthenir in all of its natural glory as you find it now. I'm sure you have never seen a more pristine or perfect forest in all your days, nor shall you ever again. Only with my expert tending of the natural order can things possibly be the way that they are now.
Alright, like 3 seconds into his monologue, I'd like to divine sense again.
Okay.
Yeah, because Fern is having that I need to be overly polite and not say you've dicked this up, but but I kind of want to see.
When you divine sense, apart from the still the slight tingle from the roots and whatnot, he does not register as anything on your divine sense.
Okay.
I'm gonna message the tree because I'm far enough away that I don't want to shout. Doesn't seem very ladylike. So I'm just gonna invade his brain, and I'm
Sounds
gonna
like a
say
great idea.
the forest is indeed quite impressive, but I have noticed an unusual addition to some of the plants that seems like an interesting choice if indeed you did choose to plant them.
In response to that, one section of the tree kind of lifts out of the ground and slams back down with a stomp of his foot, and he goes, "If there is anything wrong with the plants, then you have brought it here. You ignorant, rootless things could not comprehend the mighty works which I have put into place. Only one of my extreme cunning and understanding can perceive the passage of time among the natural order."
I'm going to message him again and say, yes, indeed, that may well be the case. I'm going to cast Mage Hand and pick up the Horrorvine and fly it as close as I can to him. I'm about 50 feet away, so it's going to be 20 foot away from him. Put it on the floor and say, but those don't seem like a very good choice of plant to add.
So you're gonna fly the root up and
Yep.
and drop it there?
Yep. And it's just going to be on the floor, and I'm going to say those don't seem like a very good choice of plant to add.
Okay. His response is he gets very angry. He goes, "You dare defile my sacred forest? You harm the growths of Drouthenir? Interlopers, trespassers, ne'er-do-wells, you will be expunged and brought to part of the forest." And with that, we'll roll
Evil.
initiative.
The evil
You
tree was
forgot
evil, guys.
blackguards and scoundrels.
I would have put
Evil
something
corrupted
about
tree
yellow
was
bellies
evil.
in there.
That's a 16.
13.
Dirty 20 for me.
8.
Oh crap, I actually completely forgot it. It was in the middle somewhere. That looks about near where it was. 14.
14, okay.
This is how Fern dies, trying to help an ant.
I feel like that
You
might
are-
be how Fern would want to go out, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
my
are
first
actually,
encounter with y'all was running to help and having fire thrown at me. So I
you
impulsively
are
went.
really quite
You
tough
know what?
right
That
now,
does seem
though.
to
I
be
think
Prima's
you'll be
first
fine.
response to a lot of things. Now that I look back at it.
Mm-hmm. Fern. Trees. Aarakocra.
Did I shoot Fern? That's hilarious. I don't even remember.
Okay. First up in the initiative order is Shakma.
I would like to point out, of those three things, he only missed one of them, and
Mm-hmm.
she's still with us today.
Yep.
For now.
All right. I take it we've got a map. Yes, we do.
Ow. That's never gonna work.
Is this considered?
Funky looking boy.
That's so cool.
Is this considered hazardous terrain, or sorry, the terrain that slows you? Do we know that yet?
Difficult.
Difficult terrain.
Difficult. There we go.
At the moment, no.
All
Not
right.
for now.
All right. I'm going to move action. Go there. Bonus action dash. 10, 15. Is that within range or no?
No, that is.
Okay. That's what I thought. Just making sure. Boom. And we're going to attack him. The natural 1, Jim.
That will miss.
Yeah.
An
Strong
auspicious
start, boys.
start to
Here
the
we go.
combat.
Uh,
Here we go. This is what we
and
like.
can I please get you to make a dexterity saving throw, please?
I don't know. Can you? Oh boy.
An
That's what you need
auspicious
to
start
hear.
to this combat.
That's what you want to hear out of a player when they do that. They roll and then they go.
Got the 12.
Okay. So as you lash out and your sword kind of rebounds off the bark, some of that sap drops off and manages to stick onto you. You are going to take 5 points of acid damage. And as it's on you can hear as it begins to sizzle as it continues to sit upon your flesh and skin. You can hear the faint as it begins to
Right.
bubble around the edges.
Well,
Suitably horrific description now.
I'm going to continue my movement.
Okay.
So 5, 10 is all I've got left. He does, because I did not actually land an attack on him, he does get an opportunity attack if he wants it.
You'll take it.
Ouch.
That's going to be a 14.
That misses.
Okay.
And then that is my turn.
Okay. Next up. So for Shokma, as you have backed up away from the tree, you hear a creaking sound off to your right as you watch a seemingly innocuous tree actually uproot itself and begin to make its way towards you.
God damn it. Oh, which means that this one's a tree as well. God.
I thought there was something suspicious about that tree on the map, but
But that is only going to be a 7 to hit you as a bough slams down and misses you. This one is going to go.
how high up in the air are you, Chloe? How high up in the air are you?
She said about 30 feet.
Well, I said 30 feet away.
Gotcha. So did you want to be farther back then?
How tall is the canopy?
Well, I mean, the overall canopy is probably a good 80 to 100 feet up. You've got
Yeah,
a lot,
so
you
it
got a
should
lot of
probably be
room.
like 20 to 30 feet up.
Okay. The tree is going to swing out at Fern. That will be a 14 to hit.
Oh,
Hits.
it's got a 10-foot reach. It's good to know.
That is going to be 13 bludgeoning damage. As the bough slams down into Little Fern.
Frank, you can
no.
use those dice if you want to
Yeah,
use that.
that's.
So pick a number of dice to use, and that's how many you roll.
I was gonna. Cat, you've got to stop. You're between me and my one. I'm gonna do one.
Okay.
Luckily, the obnoxious cat was good luck, and it's 8. So
Okay, so take 5 bludgeoning damage. And you have
My
2d8
cats-
remaining.
awesome. That one goes away. Actually,
Next up is 32.
That's unfortunate. What kind of health are you at right now, Shockmore?
I look pretty darn healthy.
Okay, that might change.
He just asked me if I had evasion, so I have a feeling there's a fireball coming
Yeah.
this way.
There is a fireball coming. So I'm going to make sure you survive, though. So what we're going to do is, am I allowed to pre-measure the template and decide if I want to do it, or if I get the template out, am I casting it?
I mean, you could basically call what you're trying to do with it.
So, 2 questions. Firstly, these trees are made of wood. I bet they burn, don't they? So if I set them on fire, does that do anything to them?
I mean, perhaps.
Okay, well, look, get this guy and this guy in the template without killing Shockmore. And if Shockmore has to be in the template, then I will burn points to give him careful
No,
spell, which means
I would say yeah,
passes.
you could easily get it. They're both pretty big. You can get it so
But
Shockmaw's not
could
in
you
it.
get all 3 of them?
Hey,
No.
if there's a way that he can get all 3 of them, I will gladly take that damage.
I'll make sure you. I will auto pass you as well.
I mean,
because
I
can
guess-
do that.
I guess technically, if you fire it like right where I'm hovering instead of actually on the physical squares, you're not actually bound by the squares. You could
Okay,
put it
okay.
so it would just barely touch all of them, but Shockmaw is almost at the epicenter.
Okay, so what you see is Prima's staff comes down and she starts to summon like this fiery like serpent, and like she's like coiling it into a ball. At which point she looks straight at Shockmore and casts
Tell him to
like
catch.
her hand moves, and I'm going to burn more sorcery points. So let me just see how many it is. Yep, 1. Okay, so we're on 4. And out of her hand shoots like this, like cog, like shield around you. That's you now auto pass this saving throw, so you are taking half damage.
Gotcha.
And once the serpent has like formed into a ball, she like grabs her hands around the ball, compresses it, and closes her eyes. Then she looks up at the spot where she wants the fireball to go, and just flames erupt from that spot, and they will engulf all of those trees. So can they go ahead and make dex saving throws on that?
Sure. I just did that. One tree passed, the other tree failed, and the tender also failed.
Excellent. So they take. Ooh, that's a lot of 6s. They take. Sorry, Jacques. That's 12, 18, 24. That's 28. There was also quite a few 1s in there.
Okay, so the one that passed will go to. Alright. The one that failed.
27, 20, 31. Sorry, I counted that completely wrong.
Okay. So that's going to be.
When we
3 more
round,
damage.
do we round up or do we round down? We round
Down. That's fine. So the tree that failed is completely immolated.
Yeah.
The other tree took a sizable bit of damage, and he is going to take. Yeesh. All right.
15. It rounds down to 15, and then
Yeah, no. There's no rounding down here.
well, you said he passed, so
Yes.
okay.
So
But I'm assuming
no,
it's also
yeah.
whatever the opposite of resistance is.
There's no doubt. So he's gonna take. Okay, so that's where he's at. Cool. Shockmaw, what was your saving throw?
Auto passed.
How did you auto pass?
He burnt
I
sorcery
gave
point.
him an auto
He burnt
pass.
sorcery
Yeah.
point,
Ah.
so
Gotcha. So you
basically
just took
make
half
a
damage.
hole.
Gotcha. right.
Shockmaw is looking singed, but still okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. It was too good an opportunity to pass up.
Like I said, I will gladly take that damage.
Yeah.
Anything
Do you
else?
need a band-aid? Not quite yet.
For me,
Not quite yet. Maybe a little bit of aloe vera, but don't need a band-aid just yet.
I will move
Alright.
there.
I'll wait.
All right. Burn, it is your turn.
I am going to. Where'd it go? I lost it. Cast Bark Skin.
Okay. On.
Myself.
Okay.
I am far too squishy for this.
I was going to
conversation.
suggest to go ahead and just buff and debuff if you got them. So yeah.
Yeah. And then let's see. I don't want to use it, but I'm gonna do the normal tap of the pocket for my magic stones to go ahead and get them ready for my bonus action. And I guess I'll do my movement as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want. Okay, that's not how. Sorry. I'm gonna move behind you, Fireball, so I'm gonna kind of move to the side here.
Runs in, sees Fireball, runs out.
Yeah.
Let me
Yes,
help
that's
you.
it.
Okay, never mind.
Yep, that's an acceptable distance. Okay.
It's an
And that was it.
acceptable distance.
All right. Next up is Alexi.
Well, that other tree moving screwed me. I have 25-foot movement speed, which if I have a straight shot, gets me there. If I have to move around the tree, gets me there.
That means you can kill that tree though, because it's probably, I mean, it's on fire. So.
It also interposes you between me and the big guy. If that matters to you at all.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I did just take a fireball to the face.
I know.
Not gonna do that again, by the way. That's fireballs done for the foreseeable.
See, I was considering moving over there if like I can get underneath that tree.
I move
That
before
flank.
it, so I can move into a flanking position for either one, depending on what we want.
Why do you think you moved before it?
Because it's already moved. It moved up to hit me.
No, okay. You're talking about the tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I was talking
I'm
about
assuming,
the dude.
I'm assuming the dude's about to move up.
Yeah.
We'll
but-
see. We'll see. But
All right, we'll just swing at the little tree. That's 17 to hit.
That hits.
All right, roll for weapon style, 11 damage.
All right. So. Okay.
And
What?
second attack is better, so all right, and that's great. Weapon style puts me to 12 damage.
All right. I can't math. Why can't I
Took-
math?
Took 23 total this
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, no, I was doing the math, but for some reason I kept looking at my final answer and be like, no, that's wrong. No, that's right though. All right, so you slam into it. Bark is splintering off. It's a tree. It looks
Yeah.
pretty beat up. It's on fire.
is it like screaming at all?
No, it doesn't have. It's a tree. Trees can't scream.
Can I hear it screaming? Because apparently all the trees scream at me.
Are you done, Alexi?
Yep.
Okay. Big guy is actually going to take a step backwards. He's gonna pick up a big old rock
Fair play.
and he's gonna throw it at the person who just fireballed his ass.
Oh, God.
Makes sense.
Does a 22 hit?
Yes, it certainly does.
That is going to be 23 bludgeoning damage to 32.
Ow.
Hey, Prima's the only... Not Prima. Wow. Fern's the only one allowed to throw rocks around here. Can you tell my brain's not working tonight?
In addition, you watch a bunch of little spore-like things like immediately flit away from inside the branches that make up like the upper portion of him. And as they do, they cast a spell. And
I'm not close enough. Wait a second.
you're probably close enough.
Let's check.
You'd originally amended yourself to be within 50 feet, and he only backed up about 5 feet, so you should definitely be within range.
Well, I'm just checking. Yes. Counterspell.
Okay. It doesn't go off.
No, you can't do that.
Yep, that will be a no for me.
Yeah, that's exactly what Prima just said.
That will make it Coelli's turn.
Alright, well, I'm gonna fly forward first.
All right.
Cat, what did you do?
2 bits. I'm gonna get to here, and then I'm going to cast. I'm gonna start with Shatter. And I'm gonna target it like right here, kind of directly on his leg.
Okay.
So, if you will give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
That will be a 9.
No, he doesn't make it. Amazing.
Yay! But no.
That is 7 and 4, which is 11, plus 2 is 13 damage.
All right. Boom, there's a shattering and it cracks away part of the wood. He kind of roars back in pain. Yeah, anything else?
I think that's gonna be it for now.
All right. So that will bring us back to Shakma.
Okay. I was thinking about maybe trying to talk to him again, but considering we just dropped a shatter and a fireball on him, I don't think he'll be too willing to talk. Do we want to get rid of Tree Boy first, or do I want to keep trying to stop the big boy?
I would control the ads, and then we will kill the big guy.
All right.
Spoken like an MMO play.
I'd say I shouldn't even be on the ads. That should be wholly you.
All right. Am I able to get here?
You have to go around the long way, but I think you probably have enough movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You'd be able to get to there.
Mhm.
20, 25.
Where are you going?
He's trying to pass the rocks instead of just going through them.
Yeah, you can go over the rocks.
Oh, I can go over the rocks? Okay.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Is that
Yeah.
flanking?
Mhm.
Okay. We're going to attack
All
with
four
attack.
corners.
8. Let me make sure. Yes. 21.
It'll hit.
That's the die that was in jail all week. It's learned its lesson. Good boy.
Gotcha.
16 slashing damage.
Okay. And also at the start of your turn, please take 12 acid damage at the start of your turn, Shocklaw.
Good boy. All right.
But as your chest and whatnot continues to sizzle away, you slash into the tree, carving out large sections of the bark, and the tree creaks and falls over and is felled.
Can I use a bonus action to wipe off the sap?
Negative.
Would I be able to use an action to do it next turn?
You can find out.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna use my bonus action to just yell out, we're not here to hurt your forest. Unless it hurts us first, that is.
Yeah, I wasn't, and then I set everything on fire because it attacked me and threw a boulder at me. As far as I'm concerned, his ass is mine.
That would make it the tree's turn, but they are both dead. So, Prima.
I'm going to use what I like to call classic diplomacy. I'm going to retract my hand, and flames ripple down it again, and a firebolt comes out.
Okay.
I believe this be what we call sword point diplomacy.
And that is a 24 to hit,
That'll hit.
and 2d10 is 4 and 3, 7 fire damage.
Okay. The firebolt slams into him and continues to char away at his wooden form. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm going to move slightly closer as well, just in case. So let me just check. And if you stand there, you're 30 feet away from me. If you go there, you're 30 feet away from me in case I need to do stuff for you. Lovely, that's enough.
All right, Fern, you are up.
I will move slightly closer, not too close. 1, 2, right here, and I want to cast a level 2 healing word on Shockmaw. I'm trying to don't do that, cat, please. You get 8
8.
back.
Ooh.
Okay.
Shockwand no longer looks bloodied.
And I'm just gonna throw a rock at.
Yeah, you show him, Fern.
Yeah, I don't want to do too much damage. I just want to throw a rock with intention.
I could throw rocks too.
Yeah. Look at my little pebble.
Listen,
Dirty
20. Shockmaw breathed lightning on the lightning immune thing. She's throwing rocks back at the thing that's throwing rocks at us. You know?
8.
Fern understands that sometimes it's just about principle.
All right. Anything else, Fern? As your rock bounces, it kind of cracks some of the bark as it rebounds off of the tender.
It could have been the Achilles heel. Who knows? No, that was all my actions.
Okay, Alexi, you are up.
Alright. Yes, we'll be moving up here to what is 35 feet away from you, Prima.
Yeah, okay.
But ah, go ahead and cast Thunderous Smite, and as a bonus action, and swing
You're
away.
swiping right, Shakma.
Alright. That is 18 to hit.
That will hit.
Roll that. I will also use my Divine Smite at 2nd level. Is this a fiend?
Negative. He did not show up on your Divine Sense,
Yes.
remember.
Alright. 10. 29 damage.
Okay, please make a dexterity saving throw for me.
22.
Okay. As you slam into it and the sap goes flying, you're able to deflect it from any vital parts of yourself. As your maul slams in with the radiant energy, cracking clean through the shell of the tree, leaving a large chunk missing, you watch as his angry expression at you changes for but a moment, and he goes, "I have made a mistake," and it falls to the ground.
Fern, would you like to come over here and check this out?
Yeah.
Be careful. That sap, it seems to be acidic or something.
Speaking of, Shockmaw is going to start scraping off the sap.
I would like to carefully investigate the body and the sap. Well,
in-
teary-eyed,
but-
my just
Before you get the sap off you, Shockmaw, you take 7 more acid damage, but you are able to remove all of the sap.
can I look at the area and collect some sap, study the sap?
Sure, you can make a medicine or nature check. Your call.
Medicine. 10. That was terrible.
Okay, you are able to collect it, but doing so, you get it on yourself. So you take 9 acid damage as it begins to eat away at your skin.
You could use those D8s because it's damage you've taken and you've still got them. You might as well roll them.
Yep. I'm gonna. Does it have to be during this fight, or can I save them for anything else?
You can have them anytime you want, but it's free damage that you're taking, and I'm
Yeah,
likely
but they
to...
go away after a minute, an hour, something like that.
No, after they go away if I ever use that feature again, or if we go to sleep.
Well, I'm just gonna roll. There's 5. 5 total. I
So
did.
take 4 acid damage.
Um,
Well, at least I collected it.
Speaking of collections, Faroon, would it be disrespectful for me to take an eyeball or two?
I would probably sneak that past Fern. I think that is.
Okay.
Fern just sideways looks and then walks away. She's already upset because I do not think that
Well, that's-
investigating the sap. Do we notice anything odd? I know that medicine check I did not do great with, but
You can't really tell. I mean, you can definitely tell that it has a clinging, very strong acidic property to it, but not able to ascertain any particular source or cause or correlation.
all right. Well, then I walk away.
Alternatively, in falling, did any branches break off of it?
I would say potentially, yeah. I'm just looking to claim a burnt twig.
I'm just saying, like,
Fern's
A
walked
piece-
away. You could do whatever you want because Fern didn't see it. Just don't show Fern.
Chakma the trophy hunter.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna pick up my sample that I left on the floor.
I mean, I'm trying to get paid here. We got to get money somehow.
I want to. I mean, if that's the case, probably not a great idea to go taking trophies from the forest in the land of the elves, where we're about to go meet the River King. Just saying, Archfey, don't want to wind him up because he'll kick our asses.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Guys, he said that he
he's
made
an
a
archfey.
mistake.
Absolutely not to, under any circumstances, be fucked with. He will just obliterate us. He is an archfey. He's basically a god. But yeah, I want to like properly investigate. As Fern walks away, I'm just gonna like put my hand on her shoulder, like gently, and just say, Fern, I know this might be distressing, but can I assist you in an examination of the tree for any kind of corruption or dissonance? And he said he made a mistake. I believe he had been perverted and only realized so upon his death.
Okay. This is what's actually going to happen. Shockmaw is going to look for, and this is about to be taken poorly as well, any seeds or nuts on the tree.
Make an investigation check.
GM be like,
That is a 13.
You are not able to locate any seeds or nuts.
All right.
You cannot add forest tender nuts to your inventory.
Well, the idea was to plant one and polish one for Fern.
Yeah, I bet you wanted to plant one.
Yeah.
and polish one.
Also, I mean, I don't know what Fern said, but in order to conduct the experiment, like to conduct our research safely, I will mage hand things rather than get us.
Well, because I think she already investigated, or yeah, because you were already looking when you examined the sap.
Yeah,
correct?
I did the
Yeah.
sap, and I don't think we saw anything outside of it
markings
being.
on it or anything, because he was not in his right self.
Hard to tell. I mean, at this point, he's on fire, has several large maul marks on him, some burned radiant damage. Part of his roots have been blasted apart by shatter. Really hard to tell at this point if there's
Wow.
anything unusual.
Shockmaw is the only one that didn't do damage to him.
All I can say is he started it. All right. So
His feet look like roots, right?
Mhm.
While they do whatever it is they do, Shockmaw is going to dig up some dirt near his feet and replant his roots.
Okay.
well, if that case, then I don't think there's anything I can study, and he's also burning, so I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything. All we have is the I made a mistake.
Well, we should bear that information in mind if we meet anyone who can help us, but perhaps even I understand that this encounter should be spoken about selectively.
So no stories then.
Yes.
Not in the forest, unless we can trust. Perhaps the druids we can tell, maybe not the elves. This is kind of their thing. The forest is their home, and this is very sacred to them. What we just did was self-defense.
defend ourselves.
Yes, but it was also, without context, heinous sacrilege. So we should be very careful who we mention this to. And that's me saying this. And I basically started every fight we've had by talking.
And then a fireball, but whatever.
Details.
They start again. They started it. They start it every time. They exhale at me. They monologue, and then I set them on fire. Social interactions are hard. Anyway, we should
Well,
move.
generally, fires. Well, generally, fire is not part of social interaction with your average human, or dwarf, or elf, or bird, or ant, or
Well,
Until I get
actually, it is kind of the standard Aarakocra interaction for 32.
yeah, fantastic. That makes me feel good. Right. Anyway, we should
Yeah.
move.
Yeah, Fern is distraught and wants to leave this location.
All right.
Please leave. Fern, we have better places to be.
So you are pressing on further.
I.
Yep.
The
All right. You continue to make your way with Coeli continuing to make her up and down trips to inform all of you of the location of the sun.
Chloe's on a roller coaster.
She's getting a solid workout. As you are making your way along, you are noticing that there's kind of a slight lessening of the canopy overhead. It is still maintaining thick, but you're gradually getting more and more glimpses of light coming through as you're continuing along the way. Eventually, the path you're on begins to kind of descend and into a ravine. Not like a narrow ravine, but like a very wide open space where you can see that you are descending down and there are walls up to the side as it kind of...
More of a valley.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so it's very wide. It's not like cramped. And as you continue along, you start noticing here and there bits of scorched wood, bits of ash, whole sections of wood that seems to have been burned away.
Shaka looks over to Prima.
But all of it
Looks
seems
like
to be like sporadic. There doesn't seem to be like a raging inferno, but it's like this tree here is burned. That patch over there is burned to the ground.
Looks like ye not be the only one throwing fire around here.
It's a common enough magical discipline, evocation.
Maybe we should keep our eyes out for something that doesn't belong.
Agreed. We should always be careful in this forest. It's already proven itself not welcoming. Also, something is wrong here.
Just wondering, how much of those, what do we call them? Devil's lettuce? Did we,
Yeah.
are we seeing now? Is it more or less about the same?
Still seems to be about the same. It doesn't seem like it's grown more here. It still looks to be basically beginning new growth for the most part.
Okay.
You haven't seen any noticeable increase or reduction thus far.
Well, I guess we will continue onward, looking very carefully for anything out of the ordinary.
Go ahead, give me a perception check.
I'll assist.
Okay, with advantage.
I believe that is a 22. Let me make sure on that. Yes, 22. Nope. Dirty 20.
Okay. As you are all making your way, still seeing these random bits of char and fiery remains, you're able to see through the very sporadic bits of light and openings amongst the undergrowth. Up ahead of you, you see what looks to be a humanoid figure standing next to. It looks as like a large pillar of smoke that seems to just be rising up next to them.
Do I recognize said humanoid figure?
How do you define recognize? Like, are you meaning like is it someone you know?
Yes.
It does not appear to be anyone you know.
Is it a race that I know?
Hard to tell at this distance. But they
I
are
will pull out my spyglass.
okay. Still look humanoid. It would be really hard to tell the difference between human, half elf, elf, etc. from this.
Male or female?
Female,
I take it I don't see the ears.
correct. They've got long hair. It's kind of coming down uneven around their shoulders.
What are they wearing?
They are wearing green
Khakis.
clothes. Green clothes. It looks almost like a robe, but not quite. But it has that kind of like trailing aspect to it. Seems to be made out of mostly leaves, vines, and natural ingredients. But you do see kind of dancing along with their hands and their skin is just the faint traces of fire.
There seems to be a woman up ahead of us. Potentially casting the flame magic we've been running across.
See, it had to be someone.
Potentially hostile mage. I will grab my staff and
I'm going
Say.
to float down to Prima and say, she's probably not hostile towards us.
At least not yet.
Maybe she was
Probably.
hostile for the same things we were hostile.
That's
We
what I
did,
was
of course.
thinking.
We should, of course, speak to the caster. I will maintain a safe distance and prepare to nullify any arcane assault it may attempt upon us.
That would be fantastic, Prima. Should
It
we
is indeed what I was built to do.
let us go see what this woman is doing here?
I'm going to stand 60 feet from her.
Is she in a clearing?
She appears to be. She's from where you can see. She's just kind of in the forest. She's not near any like. She doesn't seem to have any particular agenda as far as you can tell at the moment. She has her back to you.
Okay, is she moving or just standing there?
Currently, she's just standing there next to this like pillar of smoke rising up from the ground.
Prima, you
I
may
have an
want to-
idea. Go ahead.
Oh, if you're going to get into her head, it may be good to at least give a little bit of a heads up that you are not the screaming type of in her head and whispers versus.
We should not be messaging here. We will be speaking out loud.
Oh, speaking out loud. I was
Yeah,
about to say, it's like I feel like that we had fireballs when something else was in our head. It may not. Some context.
Well, just in case she's not the friendliest, maybe only one of us should talk to her to begin
I'm
with.
going to stand 60 feet away from her, no, 55 to give a chance to move, and then that's where I'm going to stay.
I was like,
I'm
go
going
ahead.
to approach.
I was going to sneak around and approach from a way other than where everyone was, but if you
Okay,
just
make-
want to walk up,
Make a stealth check.
Carly's gonna go south. She can go whoosh.
15.
15?
Mhm.
Okie dokie.
I rolled like shit.
All right. So he's sneaking around. Alexi's going forward. Who else is going forward?
Me, Quelly.
I'll go
Kuali?
forward with Lexi.
Okay, so 3 are going forward, 32's hanging back, and Shotwaz sneaking around.
Well, the whole
Okay.
reason to sneak around was so that I could approach from somewhere other than the company, so that if only one of us was going to talk to her, you know, she wouldn't just like look at them and see everybody. But if everyone's just going to approach her, I wouldn't be doing the sneaky thing.
Okay. So you start to sneak around and then see everyone else is walking forward and go, oh.
Yeah, and I would have mentioned this to people, but everyone's just like, "Oh no, I'm going." I mean, so
Okay. As you all make your way forward, she turns, looks at all of you, and goes, "Can I help you? Do you have business here?"
Yeah, what are you burning?
She stops and looks down at her hands, then back up to you, and says, "I am attempting to cleanse and purify the forest of its taint. Sometimes new life requires fire to be born anew." And ha ha ha, yeah, thanks.
I wasn't going to laugh until I heard Abby snicker at it.
Out of curiosity, are you referring to those strange black and purple vines?
Yes, those.
It says that, among other things, there is a darkness here that must be cleansed.
I see.
Can we help?
And who be ye, who be taking it upon themselves to cleanse the entire forest?
She looks over at you, a bit skeptical of your question. As I am the custodian, who be you?
I
I'm
be
good.
First Mate Shotball the Dread. Perhaps you've
I'm
heard of me.
Quelly.
And this be me crew, Coeli, who you've just met. This be Fern, and that be Alexi. Competent fighters all.
Zdrowacja.
I
Question:
see.
now that we're closer, can we tell what race she is?
She looks kind of elven. She has kind of a naturally like slender features to her. Very
And
distinctly not human.
what did she call herself again? The
A
what?
custodian.
So, you called yourself the custodian. Is that anything like the tenders of the forest, or any connection there?
It says, "I often work with the tenders. We maintain a balance. They look towards life, and I look to control the life. Things bloom, things perish, things bloom again."
So, you're not like business partners necessarily.
I love all the dick turns. It's like, so are both your names over the door?
If there were a hierarchy, would you be above them? Would you below them?
Are you the boss? Are you like the closing manager? Like, what's
Are
going on here?
Are you part of the
Like, if we
Esquire?
hypothetically had killed one, would you be pissed?
Well,
I
that's not
mean,
even
just
where I'm going with
spitballing
this.
here.
As I my interactions with them are limited.
Okay.
Do you know what the cause in this? What did you call it? Blight.
Eh.
She says, I do not know the cause, nor is it my place to worry about that. I will burn it out if I must, and anything associated with it.
Well, and hear me out here. If you've got a weed, don't you usually pull it up by the root? Rather than going and getting all these petals and pulling off the petals one by one, wouldn't you rather pull it up by the root? Am I using the right terms here, Fern? Did I get that right?
Yes. However,
I like the condescending yes.
well, burning is an okay option for if you're, burning a field or something, because it will eventually get to the root, but I'm not going to go into that part. I get your point.
She does state when one wishes to cleanse, one must burn all away and start anew. At which point she begins to look at all of you very intently.
Is there any way we can help?
Miss Fern, awkward smile.
He says, perhaps. What has brought you to the forest?
We be looking for somebody.
I see. Who?
Oh, what was his name?
The River Lord, right?
That one, King of the River. And a couple of druids too.
Yeah, I want to see what the reaction is to Yolorian, was that correct?
Yep.
Before mentioning my parents.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with that.
The River Lord, yes.
His name is like Yolorian the River King or something along those lines,
Yep.
right? So we've officially butchered his title twice in as many sentences.
Yep.
Yeah, in the Forest of the Elves, he's legit one of the Pantheon of D&D as well. So, if she follows him, good job.
She again looks each of you over and goes, very lofty of you to seek audience with the River King. What do you hope to learn?
I would like to, I guess, roll an insight check to determine how trustworthy she is, as to whether
Okay.
we can potentially trust her with our actual mission.
Okay.
Well, that's a natural 1 for a 1.
You have never met anyone more trustworthy in your entire life.
However, that
With
doesn't
every
mean
cell
that she's
of my
not trustworthy. It just means that
And I
also
think
you
she's
roll.
trustworthy. Yeah. All right.
We've been tasked to also investigate the darkness, but just in a less sparking way.
Aye, we've
For
been
some of
told to.
us.
We were told he might have some information for us by a friend of ours, Sonia of what is her last name? I've got it in
Wayland.
here somewhere. Sonia of
Wayland
Wayland.
of Marmo.
My wife.
She's a Yep. Lily's madly in love with her. I'm going to move from where
really
I was.
am.
Notice no one introduced me either, which is fine. But I'm going to move from where I am at 55 feet away to about 30, 25, wherever the guys are. I'm just going to walk up behind.
And as she moves up, I will. Oh yeah, and not be Prima. She's a bit shy.
As I see, and you can see she kind of tenses a bit and goes, "And do you have more of you hiding amongst the shrubbery?"
There are
Well,
no
Prima
more
doesn't
hiding.
hide. You just aren't paying attention.
I wasn't
But no,
hiding. I
then.
was standing at a safe distance. I noticed an evoker and was built to be a precaution against magics. Until I could ascertain you were indeed not hostile, I maintained a safe distance.
She takes a tentative step backwards from all of you, looking very much on guard at this point.
Did I hear much of what people were saying before? Or
You're probably able to catch most of it because you're only 55 feet away. You probably didn't hear everything, but you were able to catch the gist.
You would have heard everything Shockmaw said. He
He was
isn't.
being very loud.
Shockmaw was being his usual boisterous self.
Gotcha.
you're burning the forest in what I can see as a fashion that you deem tactical, I guess, in order to control the corruption. Do you mean this corruption and Mage Hand and the roots? And I'll plop them on the floor about 5 feet from it and say, do you mean these roots? I've been trying to figure the cause of them myself as a study since I arrived, and have been floundering upon the nature of them.
And with
They
that,
don't seem native.
we're going to take
here.
our break.
Yeah.
But we will return to see how that gets received.
Because this
Hey,
worked
Rick.
so well last time.
Someone's got to be reasonable somewhere, or they're just going to get set on fire. I don't get why these guys don't get it. Be nice to me, I'm nice to you. Try to fight me, I burn you.
But
There-
we will be
there's
back.
an there are multiple entire subreddits based on why that's wrong.
But we'll be back momentarily. If you're watching, please stick around. If you're enjoying yourself and you're not already, please follow. But otherwise, hope to see you all when we get back.
Follow for the cats.
Yeah.
All the
Yep.
cats.
For the cats and the lewd jokes
Yep.
Too many of those.
about
All
about
right.
taints and nuts.
See you in 15. And Rebecca. So, when we broke, the party had encountered a strange woman within the Forest of the Fae who seemed to be familiar with fire, who was speaking about cleansing the forest of the darkness within it, and seemed somewhat skeptical of the party.
And slightly unstable, talking about fire and cleansing and being weird.
And 32 had.
I don't think anyone in this party can call anybody unstable.
True.
I'm very stable.
Hey now,
I'm
low center of gravity, you try pushing me over.
And 32 had presented
Frankfurt.
the sample of the unnatural plant they had found. The party is currently calling devil's lettuce.
I feel like that's not what we would call it in the game, but
Oh no, it is. Oh, it
Okay.
absolutely is. I was calling it
It
horrified
Seems
until we realised it was
slightly
related
less
to the
pleasant
hells.
than.
It is also fiendish.
So as you present that, she takes a further step back. Flames engulf her hands, and she goes, "Why do you have that? Are you the ones who brought it here?"
Decidedly not.
No.
We took a bit in hopes that we could figure out what was causing it. Came across a tender who had been infected, I guess, with it. He was showing these same taints. And
Make a persuasion check.
this is 15.
Her eyes seem to be wildly darting back and forth between each of you as the flames continue to burn away around her hands.
Furthermore, when I took this sample, which I cut from a tree that otherwise looked normal, my brain was certainly invaded by horrific screaming, which leads me to believe that there's some kind of unusual defense mechanism used by the plant. Seeing that you seem to be an expert on this, I wanted to get your opinion on what this thing was.
She looks at you as you have been hearing voices, otherworldly voices.
Help me here, actually, GM. So when the scream, did they just sound like people just going, ah, or were they just like things I didn't understand?
It was kind of like a cacophonic, like tumult of screams within your head.
Google a word.
I'm unsure if voices really. I couldn't ascertain whether or not they were unworldly, and I only heard them when severing the plant to take a sample to present to an expert, but it was certainly deeply unsettling. You can ask everyone here, they will back me up. I was deeply traumatized.
You mean to tell me, Prima, that you have not been hearing the whispers?
Question:
Have I
Are we
been?
currently hearing the whispers?
I mean, you've still heard them periodically. Like, it hasn't been like a constant thing. It's not like every 15, 20 minutes. It's like one of those, like, the moment you're not paying attention, you're like, all right, cool, where are we going? You suddenly hear, like, oh, and you look and you're like,
All right.
there's nothing there.
So, have I been getting those as well?
Yes.
Okay, and I will also say, also there does seem to be periodic whispering, but I've been tuning that out for about an hour now. It seems inconsequential.
We've been hearing whispers from the trees since we entered the forest.
She does kind of like a half smile, and she turns to the pillar of smoke and says, "They've been hearing whispers, and they think they're normal." And then turns back to you.
Who ye be talking to?
She looks confused and turns back to the pillar of smoke and goes, "I would have thought it was obvious who I was speaking to."
Look into the pillar of smoke. Is there anything in the pillar?
It appears to just be a pillar of smoke.
It looks like you're just talking to some smoke.
Hey,
Blowing
Shockmob,
smoke, as it were.
Shockmob, can you not see it? Custodian, you have not introduced us. Please.
She
Oh yes, I see it now. I'm willing to make that deception if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead and give a deception.
Finally, I get to use this bomb-ass deception check I've got. That is a nat 20 for a 29.
I,
That's
I,
definitely
I,
a bomb ass deception.
yeah.
I will let you revel in this moment because with the way you played that, I probably should have given you disadvantage, but I will let you revel in your natural 20 and your.
I'll
But
take the
I was
disadvantage.
assisting him
However,
in that.
however, you. Well, no, we can. No, we can give him. We can give him disadvantage, and I will cancel that, so he gets it to roll straight, and I'll take
So
that
he
point off if I
cancels the
have to.
disadvantage. Tim's assisting, so technically I get advantage there. 2 20s? No.
Good, don't waste it.
Good call.
I didn't get any of that. My computer literally shit its pants, so we stopped at the thing. Did he? Is it? It's doing it again.
She looks.
We good.
She looks a bit confused at your question, and she motions to the pillar and says, "Why, this is Inden."
Would that be a name that any of us has heard before?
Nope.
I see, and it is a pleasure to meet this in then.
Yes, very much a pleasure.
I hope so. He is invaluable in my efforts to cleanse the forest.
Just
Oh yeah,
wondering,
how does he help you?
what is this pillar of smoke coming out of?
It just seems to be like hovering there. Like it looks as if it's coming out of the ground, but there's no fire underneath. There's just a pillar of smoke.
Gotcha. Okay. I was assuming that it was coming out of something. So
No,
probably
there's no visible fire, but there at the moment. It's possible that it's simply got out and the smoke is emanating from that. Hard to tell.
Sure.
Possible it's an elemental of some sort. You know.
Yep.
As well, he is also able to utilize the controlling of flames. Why? Why do you want to know about him?
Oh, I was just curious.
And since it seems that you're trying to rid the forest of this infestation, if you will, of divines that Prima showed you, it seems as though you would, if you have a technique for getting rid of them, it would be good, since it seems as though we are on the same path in this.
Well, I think her technique is burning them.
I am aware of this, Shockmob.
So you're asking for a demonstration?
I'm adept in pyromancy. I would be able to imitate you, very possibly.
Okay. So with the request for a demonstration, she says, "Very well," and walks over to a tree takes both of her hands, grabs onto it, and you watch as the tree slowly begins to burn and then is engulfed from top to bottom.
Do I recognize any specific type of spell she's using with that, or is it just a natural ability of hers?
It looks as though she is primarily using Produce Flame.
Okay.
Was there something wrong with that tree, or did she just burn up a perfectly good tree?
Make a perception check.
$15.
Okay. You didn't notice any roots around that tree.
Like any roots at all, or any of the infected roots?
Any of the infected roots.
Gotcha.
No, the tree had no roots. It was a telephone pole in disguise.
But its home was never on the ground.
That's what I assumed, but, last time I assumed something, it ended up being wrong.
Indulge my curiosity. You used a flame cantrip to start a fire on the tree. Would other fire spells be sufficient, such as targeted firebolts upon the roots?
That would be very inefficient, but yes.
Mm-hmm. The tree you chose for your target for the demonstration, what was the deficiency in it? So I can also target those deficiencies.
He says, she looks and for a moment doesn't seem to fully understand the question in relation to what just happened.
What was wrong with that tree?
Says, all things must be corrected.
I'm unsure I follow.
That sounds like he'd be looking to burn down the entire forest.
Yeah.
As if I must burn down everything to let it start over, then so be it.
Open line of inquiry. What does the River King think of that?
He looks at you and goes, this is my task. I do not seek outside directions on how to do that with which I am ordained.
Might I
Fair
ask?
enough. What if
Right,
you don't
Josh.
have to burn everything, though? Wouldn't you be doing overkill? I mean, essentially, you'd be overworking yourself, and I would like to see you, compensated fairly for the work you put in. I want to make sure you get paid.
I like the work smarter, not harder approach. Have you considered monetizing, like per tree? Maybe pick and choose better?
Have you considered maybe getting subscribers? Like, hey guys, subscribe to the channel.
I mean,
Smooth.
if
Very
it's just,
smooth.
Her and Dad can do it.
just
yeah.
trees,
Try
just
to
trees you're
form
going for, maybe you could start an Only Trees account and just burn those, and then you'll be fine.
Her only trees
Only
is
trees.
fire.
For only trees. Only for trees.
Only for trees.
Her only trees is fire.
It's straight fire. I'm gonna message Alexei quickly and just say, I'm starting to get the feeling this is turning towards a confrontation.
It certainly does seem that way. It would be hopeful that we can avoid that. Let me see what I can do. But yeah,
While they're-
custodian.
I was gonna say, while they're having a
Question.
message.
So you just cast message?
I'll try and do it as subtly as I can, but
Okay.
I ain't subtle. Because I realise there's a verbal and somatic element
Yeah,
to
which
that.
I mean, the verbal would be a big thing. It's more the somatic part. The fact that you have to wave your hands about.
As subtly as I can, like literally, it's like a casual, like, because I mean, you've seen it where like enchanters and stuff where they'll do like a very So, like-
Make a sleight of hand check.
oh, it's not horrible. Yes, it is. It's a 5. It was
So-
almost great. It was almost glorious, and then it was trash.
So, I would be attempting to talk to her right now.
Mhm.
So would that give her disadvantage on her perception check?
Sure.
And what we,
So is-
I will roleplay that as
Yep.
as well.
What was your total on her sleight of hand? You said an 8? A 5. Ah, okay.
It might not help, but it might help.
I can just see you chatting her up, and it's like, what is happening over
Yeah.
here? Just stop talking.
Hey,
right
come to these woods often.
So as you were speaking to her, and Prima casts message.
To
Yeah.
be specific, what I'm
Mhm.
asking her is if she's not hearing the voices as well. And if so, how do we get rid of the voices?
Gotcha. She begins to say, I don't know what voices you're talking about. But in the middle of saying that, turns, looks at Prima, and goes, I should have known. You're liars, you're deceivers, and you're just trying to ruin this forest.
I'm gonna cast message to her, using exactly the same movements I just did, and say, "This is all I did to my friend."
Initiative.
Okay.
A 24 from me, Jim.
13.
11.
Hold on, I need to put people in the right place.
Ah, balls! I could have used a magical thing on that. I didn't. Oh, never mind.
I love
Okay,
that
well,
Prima's trying to
some of
be
your
discreet
meta magic.
out us into a fight.
Well, you see,
you
you've got
with
to
what now?
remember that I am playing this as like, I'm doing machine learning, so things that work over time, and like basically all I've learned so far is that being diplomatic, people start fighting you. There's going to be times where it's like I'll talk to him and I'll just be like, yeah, so I cast fireball. It's like,
What is Prima's initiative?
it was 13.
Alright, Alexi?
7.
Oh, I was expecting it to be a 17. I'll delete that one. Shama.
24.
Jeez.
I rolled a 19 and have a +5.
How do you
Nice.
have a +5?
I have +2 dex, and I get to add my charisma modifier to my initiative because swashbuckler.
Ah, okay. That's fine.
Swashes.
Yeah, those swashbuckling. Coeli?
Neat. Errol
12.
Flynn.
Burn?
11.
And we have... so that's going to be the and the. Okay, well, as per usual, Chuck Malby first. Let me...
Well, that can't be good. I just zoomed into the giant flames.
Just a pillar of smoke, guys. Just a
It's
pillar
fine.
of smoke. Nothing to see here. Just a pillar of smoke.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust you.
Just a pillar of smoke. Chuck, while you're first.
How did this combat initiate again?
So you were attempting to speak to her. She accused 32 of being at the root of the problem, and she responded by casting spell again.
I messaged her using what I did
And
to
what-
show her that it wasn't anything bad.
So did
and
she
attacked
say
us.
anything? Or do anything?
I mean, her hands are on fire, and she said, "You are the ones causing all the damage."
Gotcha.
I
I can't
swear.
wait to meet the River King. Hey, River King. Yes, we've just been killing the balls off all of your people.
I would like to dive tackle her into the cloud of smoke and potential flame.
Why won't y'all trust us?
Yeah. I don't mean you any harm.
Just
Fireball.
trust us.
So,
Steal your shit and beat your ass. You still trust us.
like, I am completely down for talking to her, but she just made a very aggressive action. And as far as I know, she's hearing actual voices that are telling her things. So I would try to restrain her, hence the dive tackle. I take it that's an athletics check?
Well, first it's a attack roll,
Okay.
and then it will be an athletics check if you hit.
Attack roll using what?
It'll be just adding your strength, not your
Just my strength,
proficiency.
not proficiency? Okay.
Yeah.
That is a 24.
Okay. That will hit, so now it will be opposed strength check.
And is this athletics or just strength?
Yeah, sorry, athletics. You can add your athletics to it.
Has it been an hour since our last fight?
Yes.
You still have
That
that
is
D8
a
that you didn't use, though.
21.
21? Okay, you seem to have a hold of her. And you said you're trying to dive tackle through to the other side?
Yeah, like into that cloud of smoke, through it if it allows me to go through it. Basically, just a full speed form tackle going on here.
Gotcha. Hold on, I made horrible mistake and accidentally closed the page, so I'm attempting to put everything back.
Because we're professionals here on Snog Beep Dungeons Incorporated.
Well, I just love that I was flipping through tabs, clicked in the perfect spot on every tab, and then accidentally clicked the X on the one tab I needed.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
So, just to double check, I got Alexi was a 7, Shockmaw was a 24.
Also, for those of you that don't know, Control-Shift-T opens your most recently closed tab.
That would be us. We'll see if it'll actually bring it back as it was. Nope, it just brings it back to the input information. Unfortunate. So the ones I want to double check on are Prima, Coeli. Coeli had an 11, right?
12.
12. Okay.
Burn had 11.
13.
Burn with 11 and 30. Okay, there we go. I was one off on.
They were right there together.
There we go. All right. Okay. So you go to take her through the creature or the cloud of smoke.
It is totally not a creature whatsoever.
Yeah, not at all. Okay. You grab her, you dive into it, and you hit something solid as you hit the pillar of smoke, and you rebound off of it.
Question: do one or both of us take damage from that?
Negative.
Okay.
But you have a firm hold of her.
Okay. I will go ahead and move myself onto her space.
Whoa. You don't get to be on top of her. It's not that kind of
I
game.
just tackled her. I am, if nothing else, on top of her right now. Maybe to the side. I don't know. Maybe we're spooning. I don't know.
I mean, if you are wrestling, you should be getting on top so you can get her back and hold her down. It's just mat game. Like that's not even me being like a fucking jokey arsehole. Like if you're gonna like martial arts this, like you want to get on top of her and hold her down.
I'm a pirate, not a martial artist. I
Yeah,
would be
but-
getting on top because that's the dominant position, but
Yeah, you're not gonna tackle someone and then be like, let me just place all of your weight on top of me and give you massive advantage.
Okay.
Could just be comforting, like a weighted blanket. You know.
Just go live
Shockmar's a
dead
very,
body
very
on
heavy
top.
blanket.
So Shopmar, are you doing anything else with your turn?
I guess I would be attempting to control her hands, like restrain her a bit, if possible. But other than
I
that,
mean, that's
no.
part and parcel with your grapple, essentially.
Yeah.
You are. Okay.
I guess I would say we're not trying to harm the forest. We're trying to save it.
Okay. Next up in initiative order, you watch as the cloud of smoke changes from being an amorphous cloud of smoke to smoky wings flapping out from the pillar, and you can vaguely make out a bird shape, seeming to be made of smoke and ash.
Is this a fucking ash phoenix? I don't know if that's an actual thing, but it sounds like a thing, and it sounds terrifying.
And it's gonna go ahead and spew forth a torrent of ash before it. Can I get everyone to make a dexterity saving throw?
Just remember you have +3 everyone but Shockmaw because you're within 10 feet of me.
He's also
Question.
within 10 feet. Isn't he?
No, he's not.
No, just out.
Dirty 20 here.
Dirty 20 here as well.
16.
21.
Wait, you said 3, not 2, right?
Yep.
Okay, 21, sorry.
18
21.
from me, Jim.
Okay. Everyone passes. So
Okay,
you're gonna
not
take
to
half
be
damage.
that guy, but how does grapple affect dexterity saving throws?
So I am not grappled, but she is.
Yeah, she failed anyways.
Grappled affects the defender, not the attacker, which is weird, but
Yeah, it is.
also since she failed, I imagine I just kind of like, as I see the cloud, just like roll over and like put her between me and the cloud, and then roll back over again.
So that is going to be 30 fire damage. You're going to take half, so you're all going to take 15 fire damage.
Oh boy.
I think it's time for me to roll this last
How
one.
much?
15.
We're all going to take 15 fire damage.
Yeah, that helps me.
Yeah, I'm super hurt right now. I'm in deep trouble.
So
I
is
rolled-
Shockmaw.
Oof.
Yeah.
I rolled a 7, so I'll take 8.
But that will be its turn. That will make it Prima.
Is that creature a spell she's cast? And if I dispel it, will it disappear? Or is it just a creature? Can I make an arcana roll to see if I can determine that? I'm doubting it's a
Sure.
spell. But Player Sam doesn't think it's a spell. But I'm saying if I cast Dispel Magic, does it disappear?
Warhammer Dispel Magic would do that anyways.
Just ends spell effects, but... No, it's probably Banishment is more what I'm looking for. Never mind. I'm seriously fucked. So... I'm going to. How best to do this? You know what? It's time. Let me. If I use a scroll,
Mhm.
does that consume a spell slot?
No,
That's the whole benefit of scrolls.
Yep. Okay.
that's why they're
so-
pricey.
Yep. Let me go ahead and.
Are you about to hastify someone?
I am about to hastify someone. I just want to see the range on it.
Everyone's real
Yep.
close right now.
Okay. So, I reach into my satchel and there is a really posh bound scroll. Pop the top off it, open it, and start reading aloud the words to haste. You see cogwheels appear behind me and start to speed up. Alexi, it's on you.
Excellent.
Yep. So that's my action taken. And otherwise, I'm gonna have to fall back big style because I'm super hurt and need healing, or I'm just gonna have to stand back and throw firebolts at her and hope no one kills me. I have 12 hit points left.
Next up is Coeli.
Okay. This fire thing doesn't act. It does actually have wings. Yes.
Yes, it does appear to be a bird. It is just in kind of a smoky, ashy form.
Okay. I'm going to cast. I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast at that thing, and then I'm gonna fly up and basically try and get it to like follow me in the air.
Okay.
How are you gonna do that? You're gonna taunt it? Let's hear some Coeli taunts.
Yeah, that's basically. I mean, she's not gonna say anything. She's just gonna, throw Eldritch Blast at it and like, screek and like dive. Just dive bomb and Talon until it follows her.
You should get 2 Eldritch Blasts
Okay.
because you're
At level
6.
5.
Yep.
It's using the aggressive casting of Eldritch Blast where you do that every time. The somatic portion of it. Boom, 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 boom.
All right.
Here's the question: when she
do I
gets
roll attack for both beams or just
Yep.
the one?
Both beams. You roll to hit
Okay.
separately.
The first one is an 18,
Hits.
and the second one is a 13.
13 will not hit.
Okay, well I'll just roll the one that hit then. 2.
Oh no!
Eldritch Blast blasts into its form, sending some of the energies swirling about.
One could argue I am just trying to pester it.
Anything else?
No, actually, wait. Let me double check that. I think that's an action. Yeah, it is an action. Okay, so I can't do any healing on myself. All right, that's it then. I'm just gonna kind of keep flying around.
Okay. Burn, you are up.
Bother. That's where I am.
Can I tell? I know that Prima is hurting, but can I tell if Shakma or Coeli is hurting more?
Jacquemaw is hurting a lot.
Okay. All right. Well, if
Something
that
smells
is-
really good and it's making me hungry.
And that thing
I
that
mean,
smells good is unfortunately Jacquemaw.
Well-
He's been double baked at this point.
Yeah.
if that is the case, and then Prima, you're hurting pretty badly as well.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, we are going to go all Oprah in here because you're going to get a spell and you're going to get a spell.
Honestly, with as many of us that got baked, what's smelling good could be the stove, the chicken, or the gator tail.
It's probably the chicken. I'm thinking Coelli's smelling right tasty about now.
It's probably the gator tail.
I love the fact that I'm the stove, but more than that, I'm just thinking because I'm
I thought
really
Tim was
posh,
the
I'm like an auger, you know what I mean? Like one of those really nice English ones because I'm posh, you know?
Of course.
While I'm still in the range of Shockmaw, I'm going to do Healing Word
What?
for my bonus action one. Which, oh, that's fortunate. So, let's see. 7 healing.
I like hearing the words, oh, that's fortunate. To put
It's
things
only
in
7
perspective,
for this,
I
'cause it...
that AoE dropped me down to 5 HP.
Well, now you have 7
Wow.
more. So,
Yeah.
there's that. And then, so, movement. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm just waiting for this hasted paladin turn.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Can I? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm so glad I didn't use my vow of enmity on that tender.
5, and then
I'll take it that's a once per long.
my actual
Yeah.
spell
No,
will
it's
happen
well,
now.
prolong or short, but we didn't actually short rest.
Mhm.
So.
And that healing is for
Is
little
something
bit
about
better.
to get the
10.
finger point thumbs down?
for you,
How
Prima.
much, sorry? 10.
10.
Thank you. That's much better.
You get a spell, and you get a heal.
Yep.
You
Love
get a heal, and
healers.
you get a heal. Everybody gets a heal.
Yeah, you gotta love healing, man.
Healer's OP. Anything else, Fern?
That's all I can do. Fern needs a long nap, apparently.
Okay. It is the custodian's turn.
Fuck the custodian.
Wow, that's hard.
I mean,
Nobody trusts us in
Your
here.
bathroom's clean.
that's getting into some content that Twitch disapproves of right now.
Hey,
That's
you do at least know she cleanses the taint.
Oh no, Tim. Why?
She's going to realize that breaking out of Shockmaw's grasp is probably going to be a wasted effort. So instead, she is going to, while grappled, call forth a wall of fire, separating Fern and 32 from everyone else.
nice.
How high does that wall of fire go?
It is.
Oh, no, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. Counter spell.
Okay. Please roll a d20 and add your charisma.
Ah, never mind. She does. It's shit.
Oof. Big oof.
That was a natural one. No, actually, no. I'm gonna redo that. I'm gonna burn a point, and I'm gonna re-roll it. I'm gonna use my magical guidance to, when I make an ability check that fails, I can spend 1 sorcery point to re-roll the d20. Use the new roll. Less good. Oh no, it can't get less good. But that is. What do I add?
Your
Let's see,
charisma
how-
modifier. So
how
I'm
do
guessing
you roll
plus
a
4 or
modifier.
plus 5.
It's plus 5. It's 12.
Well, nope, not counterspell.
All right.
But it is only a 20-foot high wall. And actually, it is a bit less
It
wide.
doesn't matter how high the wall is because Coeli can just fly above it.
Oh yeah,
It just
20
might
feet
take her
out.
more
I just
time.
rolled something. Oops. I just rolled something.
Does the
for no
wall
reason.
obstruct vision is the question.
It does. It is opaque.
You said it separated Fern and Prima?
It was Fern and Prima from the rest of you. It basically is behind you.
Can
Yeah,
we get
what I
a
should have
on the
done
wall?
is
Okay.
what I should have done. I just took a gamble on the roll. Is dispel it next turn, then it just goes away. But didn't, so never mind.
It would still be a roll
All right, okay.
because the
Oh,
reason
yeah,
you have to roll
because I need to
high,
get a higher
higher
roll.
third level.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, that was, and then I was like, yeah, because Ikithon is fucking level 20, so he just burned a massive spell slot for it.
Can we get a visual on the wall?
Yeah, I thought I had one, but apparently I'm still on the wrong layer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There it is.
You stuck the
The code template back on the, right
code
there.
template on. Yeah.
Pertinent question: which side is the damage side for us? Is it the one on this side or the one on the back side? Because there's a solid side and a damage side, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, yeah, it'll be the far side.
So this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The Fern Coeli side is damaging.
The Fern Prima side.
They're Fern Prima, yeah.
I was like, we're on opposite sides.
Yeah, the Fern Coeli side.
But that will be the entirety of her turn, because she is being held by a large dragonborn. So, Alexei, you're up.
But Torma will smite you! Wait. That's...
I love it.
That was my Vow of Enmity bonus action, so I'm rolling at advantage.
I'm assuming you're putting on the bird.
Yes, it is going on the
Yeah.
bird. I will use my... That's my bonus action. I moved forward to... Actually, I was... No, I can't control see that. No, I can't quite. Okay. Yeah. Attack action for my normal attack action. Getting 2 attacks. That's a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Gonna reroll both of those for the Great Weapon Fighting Style, and I will go ahead and use my remaining 2nd level spell slot to smite. That could have been better. It's 12, 13, 18, 21 damage.
So, what's from the maul and what's from the smite?
There is 12 from the maul
Okay.
and 9 from the smite.
Okay.
I was 1 off cancelling that wall of fire as well. God.
So you watch as when you slam, your maul doesn't seem to really grab that much. It clearly hits it, but it mostly passes through. You watch as the radiant energy you put through burns, splashes, and causes the thing to literally recoil back from you.
Oh, this thing might be a feat.
It is a fiend. This thing corrupted it. I think we kill this, and the elf lady gets her senses back. Furthermore,
actually,
please whoop its ass now, Paladin.
If it's a fiend, I do get an extra D8 on my smite.
You do not get an extra D8 on your smite.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that was covered.
It is
but-
not a fiend.
Second attack. That's only a 13 to hit.
That will not hit.
Go away, we'll tag you in. And then haste gets me an additional action, but I can only make 1 attack if I take the
Correct.
attack action. So I will do that now. And end up with a 14.
That will hit.
Excellent.
We found the magic number, boys and girls.
Alright, and this will be a 1st level spell slot smite.
Okay.
For great weapon. Alright, it is once again 12 damage from the maul.
Okay.
And 14 from the smite.
All right. It is looking real rough.
6 and 8 is a lot better than 4, 4, and 1.
God, you gotta love paladins, especially hasted paladins. So we
Yeah.
like to call turbo ass whooping.
Alright, that's what we like to call burst damage.
Expedited booty blasting.
That will bring us back to Duckmaw.
Some more
Um,
expedited booty blasting.
That's my album released on August the 7th. With,
Booty blasting with a vengeance.
yeah.
Yeah, that's album 2.
Shockmaw will look down at the custodian. I almost said the caretaker. We'll look down. We'll look down at the custodian and say, "I don't want to hurt ye. Please don't make me." Look up at the. I like Ash Phoenix. We'll call it the Ash Phoenix again, and make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
As I blast it with lightning.
I can
Uh,
elementally breathe too.
That is going to be a 12.
It takes full damage, which is not a lot.
Mood.
Scratch that. It is a lot because I rolled well. That's 14 lightning damage.
All right. Lightning zaps it and crackles over its form as it kind of lets out a screech of pain. Anything else?
Can I like extra pin her so she doesn't get somatic?
No.
Okay. Then I will just keep her pinned.
All right.
They maintain the grapple.
Next up is its turn.
Do I get a persuasion check on the please calm down, or no?
No.
Okay. Worth a shot. Worth a question.
What is it gonna do here? I don't know.
Provoke
who
an
it-
attack of opportunity.
Definitely not. It's a matter of who it should attack. Because one of you's manhandling its friend, the other one just laid the fuck into it. I'm trying to find who its priorities would be.
Well, I know what my vote is for.
We all know what your vote is for, Tyler.
Yeah,
You
no,
got a new character.
We're gonna go with self-defense mode. It's gonna
Yeah.
attack Alexi.
It's the smart play by it.
Yeah. Well, that's again a rocket-powered can of whoop ass staring it down.
So that is going to be a. So first attack is a 14 to hit.
Nope.
Second
I feel
attack
like-
is a 23.
Yes.
I feel like rocket powered can of whoop ass would be a great band name. I feel like that's going on the band list.
It's gonna be my disco band.
How about a disco
that-
band named that? But
Yeah.
So that is going to be.
I think that might be a punk band.
That's going to be 13 slashing damage,
Okay, I have that.
and
He's a dusty dwarf.
and 8 fire damage.
Okay. And I am not going to use my reaction to deal fire damage to it.
Okay.
You had to be a
And-
fire dwarf.
And it
No.
missed one of its attacks, so it isn't going to also stab you with its beak. So it's done.
Probably good, because I'd be in pretty rough shape.
Prima, back to you. There's a wall of fire.
So I'm going to look at the wall of fire and say, well, that's suboptimal. And then, am I able to walk around this way?
Let me
Yeah, so
just
if I
check
go
wording
5,
because I think
10,
it's end
15.
turn.
It is in turn. I've
End turn,
currently
yeah.
got it up.
So that's 20, 25, 30. And I can look. Can I see the two creatures over there?
Yep.
From here?
You can see one being
Okay.
held in a Nelson, and the the bird, which seems to be losing some of its corporeality at this point. It seems like a lot of
Okay.
the ash is actually floating away from it at this point. The
It's getting
smoke,
Thanos. Just
yeah.
All right. Can the bird go ahead and make me a? Actually, no. I was going to do something supporty, but actually, what we're going to do is he's
Firebolt
going
it.
to eat shit. No. He is going to eat. So my staff comes to the side of my hand and then parks on my shoulder and fires 4 bolts of energy out of it. So that's magic missile level 2.
Okay.
And that is 3, 5, 7, oh my god, 9, force damage.
Oh, so 9 was the total?
Yep.
Okay. I thought those were individual numbers. I was like, man, that's a lot for magic missile. Gotcha. That
No,
makes a
no,
lot more
magic-
sense.
He rolled a
Magic.
9 on a d4. Yep.
That's why I was like, is he rolling like 2 of them at once? But then how'd you get 9 still?
No, it started off good, it was like 2, then it just went 1, 1, 1. I was like, okay, fuck you, magic missile. Normally it
Okay.
pulls out these numbers.
The bolts of force slam into the bird. It is continuing to slowly dissipate and lets out another screech of mournful pain.
Alright.
Coeli, I think it's your turn unless you got anything else, Prima. Okay, Coeli, you're up.
All right, how rough is that bird?
It's looking pretty rough. It's looking pretty rough.
Already rough.
are we talking like if he had 5 bolts from magic missile rough, or
No, not quite that rough.
okay?
But I'm
But we're definitely seeing some bloodied action going on, right?
Oh, we're past bloodied. We are.
I'm willing
Yeah.
to bet
past
he is
bloodied.
definitely in lightning bolt rough.
I'd say that is potential, depending on your roll. Yeah,
Of course.
because you could also roll all ones, in which case
No,
that's not a lot of
even,
damage.
no.
Fun fact, I did 9 damage on my magic missile and then was like, man, I should have done the 2d12 witch bolt, so I just rolled them as a test and got an 8 and a 1, so never mind.
All right, well, I'm gonna go lightning bolt. Roll me that sweet dex check.
So are you like swooping up to shoot just it, or are you trying to fire that bolt
Uh-huh.
through everyone? Okay,
Uh-huh.
just checking if the custodian and Shakma had to check as well.
No.
Appreciate it.
Sorry, Shockmore.
That is going to be a 10 on his dexterity saving throw.
That is another no. Okay, let's see. I love lightning bolt.
All right, that's 4 hits. Roll the wound.
So that's 4, 4, 6, so 14, 15, 19, 120, 3, 6, and 8. 28.
Lightning bolt fires out, blasts into it. You watch as there's a coursing of electricity all over it as it bounces over all of the smoke and ashes, and there's then kind of like a as it all just turns to mist and dissipates into the air around it.
Caca, motherfucker!
Oh.
All right.
Anything else, Coeli?
I will move towards Fern to fetch her from the wall of fire side.
Okay. So it's 5, 10, 15. Okay. Yeah, I'd say you're able to get to her. Since you've already used your action, you're not going to be able to pick her up yet, but you're
Right.
ready. Fern, you're up. As Quelly is descending to you, and there's this very hot wall of fire.
If that's the case, do I need to just move over here so I'm out of its way, ready to get picked up, getting on the correct side? So I'm doing that.
Getting on the Coeli
Um,
train.
And
Airlift out of here.
yeah, it's like I'll get airlifted out of here, but so we
Yep,
can.
got
I
it.
need to get out of the way.
Coeli.
And
Papa.
Coeli, is going to pick me up, which is nice. And you're still looking pretty bad, aren't you, Shakma?
Yes, but you also can't see me. The
I
walls are
cannot
fake.
see you. Well, then I'm just going to bonus action, get my rocks ready. And, oh, I guess I can cure myself. That would be nice. Do I have the spell slots for it? Then we're just going to do a first level cure wounds on myself as the first, and then just get rocks ready. Let me get my D8. They all go away. There they are. Healing for 7,
No one.
and then that's it.
All right.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh no, I didn't have to push anything. That was just
Gotcha.
me
Okay.
mumbling.
Custodian is going to attempt to flail at Shakma to get him to let her go. So, disadvantage attacks. That will be a 22 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
My choices were the 14 or the 14, so I guess I'm picking the 14. Second attack.
He's got a +8 to hit.
Second attack is going to be a 13.
Misses.
So that is going to be 8 bludgeoning damage.
I'm going to use my reaction to half that.
What is the actual wording on it? Because I'm not done with the attack that hit you. There's more damage to come. So it applies to the whole attack, right? Because it
Yeah,
counts as a single attack.
Let me look it up just to make sure. But I believe it is Uncanny Dodge. When an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to have the attack fail
Okay.
when it hits you.
Okay. So you will have all of this damage.
Okay, cool.
So on top of that, there's also going to be 10 fire damage.
So having that to 5, so I will take a total of 9 damage.
Yes. And you are on fire. But that will end her turn and make it Alexa's turn.
I'm glad that you had me look up that wording because that kept me alive.
Well, because that's I just wanted to double check because it was only like a particular damage source. I wanted to let you know that you could wait to see what the other half of
Yeah,
the
that-
damage was.
That wasn't just a normal flail, was it? That was an improved flail of some kind.
Those are her hands.
Fiery flail. Oh.
Does she look like she's calming down at all? Or
No.
like she just set off?
I'm gonna take that as a no. I'm gonna take that as a hard nope.
Alright. I do not get advantage on this, sadly. But I will swing a ding ding. Attack action. That's a 12 to hit.
Did you make it with advantage?
No, should I?
Yes, because she is grappled. She is
Yeah.
being held in place.
That's a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
13 damage.
Okay. Because there is no way in hell she is overpowering Shakma unless he rolls like crap and she rolls
Yeah.
awesome. So,
Then we'll take the second attack off my base attack action. It's 22 to hit.
that'll hit.
13 damage.
Okay.
How's she looking?
Just still looking pretty okay.
Alright. I'll use my bonus action to cast Thunderous Smite,
Okay.
and then use my haste action to attack.
Okay.
Well, that's a natural 20. I'm gonna smite. Alright, so that's great weapon.
A smiting, thunderous smite crit.
Yeah.
Oh joy.
Weapon dice, thunderous smite, which I don't get to reroll.
Do the weapons separate.
Yeah, I'm rolling all of
Okay.
my different damage types separately. Then
Gotcha.
a first level smite. Could have been better. Alright, so we have. Actually, that was pretty damn good. 10, 19.
It could have been better. Actually, that was pretty damn
Well,
good.
It's 22 bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and then 11 thunder damage,
Okay.
and 14 radiant damage.
Okay.
The 11
She is looking rough.
The 11 and the 14 are what could have been better. Those were actually pretty low average rolls.
And so that is for concentration check.
I was about to say that's
So it was 14 radiant, 11 lightning, and
Yeah.
how much bludgeoning?
22, and so 25 plus whatever she took in bludgeoning.
So that would be. So looking to beat a. She gets a total of a 20. That is more than half the damage. So she is maintaining that wall of fire.
wow.
Impressive.
That is without resistance is like 49 damage.
So can't you just say him out?
But I believe you have one more attack. Because
Nope.
you're hasted, right?
No,
That was his hasted
It-
That,
attack.
that
was-
was your third attack.
two
Okay.
attacks. I wanted
Gotcha.
to see. Then I wanted to see where she was after the 2 attacks.
Gotcha.
Used my
gotcha.
smite.
All right.
Rolled the crit on
Did she roll a concentration on the first attack?
That's right. I would have to roll for the others. So we'll see if she fails the 10
Yeah.
DC for the other two.
It's possible.
Yeah.
The other two are a 12 and a 10. So she's maintains
Oh.
concentration.
No, but doing it in order, it's a 20, a 12, and a 10.
I mean, it's not like the wall's even doing anything at this point.
It's the principle of the thing, damn it.
She's keeping it up just to spite you at this point.
Make us go the long way around.
You know what? I can respect that.
Shock Ma, you're up.
I'm going to maintain the pin.
Okay.
You know, you're kind of cute when you're angry.
Oh.
That's it.
Ick.
That's your whole turn. Okay.
I mean, alternatively, I could just slash at her, but I'm trying to end this non-violently.
Remember, you are also on fire.
Yeah. So,
Can I roll with her, maintaining the pen to stop the,
Just all of us roll.
roll,
to
roll it.
Roll
Hey.
it.
I mean, we're already stopped.
That
We're
is
already
actually
dropped. All I
exactly
got to
where
do
I
left
went.
is roll. So
Sure. You may take your action. You will still take the initial damage before you put yourself out, though, which will be 2 fire damage.
HP.
What?
He's been- What did you say? You went out.
I said I'm at 1 HP.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
But you are able to put the fire out. Prima, it is your turn.
I am going to fire level 2 magic missile at Shockmore. Lol. No. Yeah. No.
I'm thinking throwing
gonna
a fireball down. That's
Yeah,
on
no,
play here.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna fireball and really make it happen. Right. She's grappled. I'm not gonna roll an attack roll. Well, I mean, I could roll an attack roll, get a 1, and kill you like I did last time. So let's not do that.
Listen,
Or you
as
can roll
long,
an Arcana check and get a
I was
4.
about to say, as long as Coeli doesn't need to roll an Arcana check,
Yeah,
I'm
you could put a
Yeah,
fireball
no,
right
but-
there. You can put a fireball right
Yeah.
there. It'd be great.
Yeah, but I have historical precedent for going. I'll just witch bolt it. Rolls a 1. I witch bolted Shockmore to death. Oops, and I've done it twice now. So let's not do it again. So with that being said, I'm going to cast Witch Bolt.
Okay. You have
And is
advantage.
she? Do I get? I get advantage. Oh well, in which case I can't roll a 1, so I'll be fine. It's going to be second level.
incorrect.
Oh gosh.
Remember when
She's
I had
got
advantage to roll
disadvantage.
Uh,
She's got
dis-
disadvantage.
Yeah.
She's
She's
prone.
Oh, that's right. You guys are on the ground, so it's
Both
actually
of
going
us
to
are
be.
prone.
So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a straight roll then, because
Yeah.
of advantage for grapple, but disadvantage because prone. So straight roll.
But can I just cancel the disadvantage with my trait? And
No,
then
because
I get
you're
advantage
not
for that?
making a roll with disadvantage.
Yeah.
You're making a neutral
I guess
roll.
that depends
Yeah,
on the
you-
wording of the roll. Wording
It
of
specifically says like the way it's worded. It's not a balancing the math equation. It's
Yeah.
just you prevent it being one of those things.
Gotcha.
Okay, so it's just normal.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank God for that. That is 25.
That hits.
Sure does. 2d12 lightning damage. That is 11 lightning damage.
She convulses in your grasp, Shakma, as the tethers of necrotic lightning connect Prima and the custodian.
Wait. Hold on. Have I fucked up? Yeah, I have. I'm not in range.
Well, you do have a movement action you
Yeah,
can do.
you can say you step forward to be within range. That's fine.
I keep forgetting that one's actually quite short range. Right, there we go.
30-foot range.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Alright, there you go. She's 25 feet away from me.
And another
Right, now
concentration check.
holding a tether.
I was gonna say, if she goes
doing that,
unconscious,
though-
doesn't she automatically fail the concentration check?
That is
I've also realised
so she's good.
I've realised another way I've completely entered this though is that, and I'm not going to undo it because I can't. I've rolled everything. Is Alexi's not hasted anymore?
Well,
Witch Bolt's a concentration spell, and
Ooh,
I'm bad
hold
at the
on.
game.
If haste drops, there's a
yeah,
consequence
no,
to
I
that.
can't move or take an action this turn.
Lexi's been going at full speed and so there's. Oh.
I'm done.
I entered.
Dwarves are very dangerous over short distances.
I always forget that Witch Bolt is concentration. I just use it for the damage. Oops, so sorry.
Coeli, you're up.
I had 8 more rounds of that.
Grabbing Fern, picking her up, bring.
I should have just magic
bring her down
missile. I
the
just
other
wanted
side
to
of the
use. I wanted to hit her with lightning. It's just cool. The optics are good.
Okay. You see, Alexi is like bent over, panting. Prima has lightning connected to the woman on the ground, and Shakma is rolling around, looking pretty beat up.
It's fucking
I-
chaos, and I love it. This woman is being grappled while being electrocuted, so she's screaming. Shockmore's on fire, and Alexi's
do
like,
we need to get
"Oh."
Olivia in here? Like
Yes.
this sounds like something Olivia would love.
So, anything you'd like to do with your action on seeing this after bringing Fern over the wall?
Fuck. All right. You know, I'm gonna use some sorcery points with my Diadem of Restoration to pop some heals on Shockmaw.
Okay.
I know that Fern is about to come up, but even still, let's just do a little something there.
Yeah, it may still
Appreciate it.
be necessary since I have to do mine from a distance too.
Let's see, that's 2d4. So
right, Shakma, take 6 healing.
I will gladly take 6 healing.
You're not at 1 anymore.
I'm not at 1 anymore.
No, but he's still in 1 attack range.
Well, hopefully.
When did I turn into this party's tank?
I don't know. I did my best. I took the Ash Phoenix hits.
I appreciate that because that would have killed me.
Anything I'd like to do with the bonus action?
No, there's not a ton I can really do with this action, and whatever I can do is not really worth doing.
What? Burn, you're up.
Well, first, I'm going to do... Oh crap, I'm not going to be able to do a bonus action this time because I wanted to choose between level 3 healing and throwing a rock. So, Shakma, you are going to get 5, 6, 9 healing.
Healing. All right.
And I can't do anything with my bonus action this time around. I do not have any more. Wait, I do have them. Oh, that's like Christmas. Are you still
Christmas
doing? I thought I didn't have any more level 1 slots, so I couldn't do the bonus action healing, but I totally can. Shakma, how are you looking? Still, has that made it slightly?
How did
Still
you heal
looking-
at range before?
Huh?
How did you heal him at range before?
I had I can cast a spell, and as a bonus action I have a level, it has to be the level 1 healing, but,
Yeah, but
it
he's
is
meaning, what was your heal you
Yeah,
used with your
what-
action?
Yeah.
If it's cure wounds, that's a touch range, so you have to
I
run
didn't
over
use
them.
I used cure wounds on Prima.
I
So
think
what
you
did
used
you?
Healing Word, didn't you?
I used healing word for Shakma because I was at a distance and didn't want to get close, and that's where I No, I did the same thing, didn't I? Because I didn't do the cure wounds until I was close to someone. I think I cure wound on myself.
Yeah, and you've cure wounds me because
So-
you ran up to me, and then you've been healing.
Yeah,
with
like,
healing
I-
word, but
the-
you've
which-
been
the
amping the levels
situation-
up.
Yeah, I've only been able to use the bonus action if it's a level 1 healing.
But
Yeah,
the
I was gonna say,
healing that
the
you
only thing
just
that you've
did-
done this turn, the only thing you've done this turn is you've said Shockmaw, heal 9.
Yeah, I did a level. The only thing I've done is the healing word, which
Okay.
is 60 feet,
Okay.
and is 3d4 plus 3. That's all
Okay,
I've done
so-
so far.
That was your
That-
bonus
that-
action.
Yeah, that was
you
just
still
a
have an
bonus
action.
action. Then.
I thought that the bonus action can only be the first level. That was a 3rd level healing word.
Nope.
Yeah.
Healing word is always a bonus action. It's just the fact that if you cast 2 spells in a turn, one of them can't be higher than first level.
Okay.
So like if you cast a
So,
3rd
so
level
you
spell,
can cast a leveled spell and a first level or a cantrip.
Okay. Well, then I was going to do a first level as the next one, so it would be.
well, you can't cast healing word twice because it can only
Oh,
be
okay.
cast as the bonus action. So you
All
could
right,
walk
never mind
over.
then. I'm good.
You could walk over and cast cure wounds, but you have to walk
All right,
over.
that makes
Okay.
sense. All right.
Or
I'm
you could
just
cast
gonna
Cure
hide-
Wounds on Prima again.
Yeah,
or
like
Kalai
I'm just going to cast
for yourself.
heal wounds on Prima.
Okay.
Sorry for that. Where'd it go?
Oh,
That's
good.
fine.
Boom, and then that is. Have to get them
Healing word would be
out.
awesome if you could spam it as both
Yeah.
things. I just wish to use it as all my actions.
Healing word is
Convert my
great.
move action
I
to a
love
bonus
that spell.
action, and my action to a bonus action, and then use my bonus action.
Sorry about that.
It's all right.
All good.
6,
We're losing Abby.
9, 15.
Okay, we're almost done.
Wow.
I know. My eyes are also bugging me, so that makes it worse.
18, 15, 16, 18 healing.
Wow, bringing
Prima.
up the big guns. I'm looking real
Maybe
good.
I should have walked over to you.
It's okay, I'm looking great now. That was big.
How
And
did
that
you get
was
that
on
much
from-
healing off a first level spell?
Yeah, that's.
No, that wasn't the first level spell. That was the. Never mind. Just that. I've messed it all up. I'm sorry. I think I can't do that one. It had to be first level, and it's the third. That was where I was getting the I couldn't do it in the first place. Sorry. Next
Alright.
time.
Well, then take away just 2 of the d8s. And because you can still do the action.
Yeah. There's 1, 7, 10.
There you go.
Lovely. Still looking real good.
I have confused myself. I've gone into a wall of confusion.
Don't worry about it. Spellcasting is a pain in the ass until you understand it.
Even then.
Okay.
Yeah, even then,
Yeah.
I trip up on it constantly.
At this point, raving in you're unsure if pain or anything else. He is going to flail again at Shockmaw. That is going to be a 20 to hit.
Oh yeah, no, I totally dodged that 100%.
Oh dear.
For 8 bludgeoning,
I'm just gonna go ahead and reaction this again.
I
so-
figured. And 10 fire, so that'll be a total of 9.
Take another 9.
damage.
Yeah. That's the exact same numbers as last time.
Second attack is going to be a 13.
Also misses.
2 5s. 2 5s. She's done. You lose your turn, Lexi?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's my turn.
Shotmaw's anus right now is like twitching.
You're just standing there painting over me. Do something.
Back to Shockmaw.
Alright.
Nah.
I think release your grip on this dude and fuck her up.
I will look down at her. I'm sorry about this. Take my claws and jam it into her stomach.
Okay.
Grim.
I'll say you can still hold on to her, so I'll give you the advantage.
Right, that is a 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
Oh, hold on, I need to not roll one of those because I'm using my claws.
Oh yes, and you are on fire.
No, you put that out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit.
You
I put it out.
Again.
So,
Oh, yeah.
so before you finish this attack, do you want to instead use your action to push yourself out?
No.
I mean, you're probably dead next. Okay.
I mean, there
Yeah.
should be damage off the fire first anyway, right?
Yeah.
Finish
So-
it for
so
your
hit-
damage.
Hit me with the damage first, and we'll decide whether or not I
Ah,
take the attack.
2 fire damage.
All right, I'm still taking the attack.
Okay. I think that's what she rolled last time as well. Was 2.
It
fire
is.
damage.
That's what
Yes.
you roll, yeah.
4, 8, 10, 12, plus 5, 17. What are my claws? I think they're slashing. Let me make sure. My claws are slashing.
Okay.
18 slashing damage.
You slash into her. She kind of lets out a scream and coughs up some blood, but still is standing. I mean, she's on the ground, so she's not really standing.
And then I guess I'm gonna bonus action twist.
Oh.
Okay.
22 to hit.
Hits.
Three more slashing damage.
Okay. Prima, you're up.
Holding up my hand, I close my fist again, and just lightning courses down it,
All right.
and
D12
straight
damage.
into it. 9 lightning damage.
Okay. You clench your fist. The surge lightning goes through. She lets out another scream. The flames go out of her hands, and the light fades from her eyes.
I clench my fist again and electrocute her again.
Convulses.
Yep.
I'm gonna say, no, let's keep her alive.
She's
She's
dead.
just trying to do her job. Sorry,
Hey,
what was that?
Chakma, she is already dead.
Shockball,
did not know.
witness her death. She's quite dead. Like,
Yes, I do understand the desire to keep her alive, but it seems as though she was not going to stop fighting, as you yourself could tell. By the way, you might want to put that out.
Fair. I'm gonna roll.
Does someone else want to do it for him before it gets around to his turn again?
okay, I'll help him. If I can. Oh no, I just
you-
had my turn, so
Yeah,
someone
you
else
had your
go.
turn. So Coeli, Fern, or Lexi, any one of you is welcome to assist him.
I can cast Gust.
That'll make it worse.
You can also just walk over and put it out.
Yeah. What I'm gonna
Here,
do to
let me
extinguish
get
this
that
fire.
for you.
Yeah. What I'm gonna do to extinguish this fire is add oxygen to it. That-
And carbon dioxide.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've just got my maul, which is a nice, wide, flat surface. It'll cover a
point.
lot of area.
yeah.
I can use
Put
that
it out,
to, yeah.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
All
that's
right,
good.
so working together, you're able to put the flames out before he takes the 3 fire damage he would have taken, which I think would have dropped him.
No.
Would have been alive
Wow.
with 2 HP.
I can pop another diadem heal on you if you need.
The question: what time of day is it?
It's still only like mid to late afternoon at this point. It's like 2, 3 in the afternoon.
Do you get your sorcery points back on short rest or long rest?
Long rest, but I've got plenty of them.
Because I was about to say, I feel like it might be short rest time, and I'm perfectly
Yes.
fine spending the hit dice. But
Yeah, I am quite depleted resources-wise. These 2 fights have been quite taxing on my systems.
these have been some rough fights.
It does seem as though resting may be a decent choice.
Well,
Okay.
Prima,
agree.
while I
Oh, sorry, go on.
while I understand why you might want to kill her, we've already removed one
Shockball, I
protector
didn't want
of the
to kill her.
forest.
I didn't want to kill her. We spoke to her. She attacked us. We fought the bird. We killed that. She continued to try and kill us. She then continued to try and kill us after you tried to reason with her. Then she finally died. And you said, no, keep her alive, when she had perished. So I demonstrated to you, via the means of animating a corpse through electrical power, that she was in fact dead.
So question, Andrew, did she actually die then, or was she just unconscious?
Yes. Essentially, for streamlining, because otherwise it gets real messy. NPCs, unless you specifically state that you are not wanting to kill them, perish at 0 HP.
Okay,
Otherwise,
I was under the impression that she was just unconscious. So
No,
never mind. The whole let's not kill her thing wouldn't
Yeah,
have
because
happened.
basically it cleans everything up, because otherwise you run the whole thing of like, well, they've got death saving throws, and suddenly you have the bad guys also being able to go like, oh, well, I'll healing word my team and get them back up, and everything spirals real
And the
bad.
fights take 5 hours, and it's a pain in the ass. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't have electrocuted her otherwise. It's when he went, yeah, and she's pretty dead. And I was like, just to kill her again. Because she was annoying. She really scuffed up my armor. Oh yeah, also, so you'll see that like there's like burn patches and like damage on the armor that like starts to heal itself up. So even like cosmetically, it looks all fine, even if I've taken damage. But it's happening slowly because I took a load of damage. Oh, hello, cat.
He was not having any of that.
Look who I just gained as well. She's been asleep because being a cat is exhausting, but now it's time to.
Hi, Pebbles.
But,
Yeah.
all right. Then, as all of you, I guess just make a small spot here in the wilderness.
I would like
for
to
your
investigate
short
her
rest.
body first, and then I'll take my short rest. I'll just
Okay.
shut down.
I will loot and bury the body.
Okay. She is wearing very simple clothes that seem to be made of a mixture of fabric, leaves, and vines. They seem to be intricately woven. You're not sure entirely whether it's by magic or by hand, but it is expertly done where you can't really tell where one begins and the other ends. Other than that, doesn't seem to have any valuables on her.
Okay.
And no items like jewelry or anything that reflects any kind of corruption of the land.
Nope.
Is there anything left by the phoenix type bird?
Nope. It dissipated with the wind.
Okay. Well, in which case I'll just deactivate for however long, an hour, however long it is.
All right. Then, as you all hunker down to take an hour to regain yourselves and recover from the harrowing start you've had in the forest, that is where we will take our pause for the evening. I'm unsure if we're coming back next week, waiting on the overall consensus on what our plan is, but there will be something here next week. Could be this game just Alexi on autopilot, or we might do a one-shot or something like that. We will see when I have more information. But
I've got some characters that would be very fun for a one shot. And by fun, I mean make Andrew very upset.
I mean, he's already had to deal with Astrotones, so
I'm super into it. I think I want to be a fairy, so let's do a one shot.
but yeah. So otherwise, everyone out there, thank you for joining us this evening. Hope you enjoyed yourself. If you did and you're not following, please give us a follow. Otherwise, we have another D&D session tomorrow with a different campaign, and I believe we have Dresden this Sunday, or no Dresden, right?
No.
not this Sunday.
Not this Sunday, but we should be back next Sunday
Mhm.
and potentially live.
Gotcha. And
Yeah, but potentially all of us at the same table.
And
It's always
so-
been
Wait,
live.
yes, it is
Right.
always live.
so Sam, does this mean this Sunday is wrestling? Is that actually happening?
So I need people to tell me that they want to do it, and I need my roster. But if I can get a roster, then I'll do a quick talk about it now. Then, so if I can get an actual roster for it, we're going to shoot the inaugural episode of what would it be? Saturday Night Thunder, and we're going to
Sunday
do
Night Thunder, but yes.
Sunday Night Thunder. That's it. And we're gonna do that, and it will be a really fun, over-the-top, silly wrestling role-playing game where people are gonna come in, they're gonna do entrances, they're gonna cut promos, they're gonna have wrestling matches. Someone might die, you never know. It's gonna be really fun. Like it'll be a laugh. It's like over-the-top wrestling action if people want to do it. Otherwise, like I can't put it on. But yeah, that could be on the cards for next week.
All right. With that, thank you. Hope to see you again, and have a lovely weekend.
Good
Bye,
night,
y'all.
everybody.